could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Well, welcome everybody and tuning in to Bar TV's coverage of the Twilight T20 NDCA competition, brought to you by, of course, the Commonwealth Bank and Kingsgrove Sports. We're here today, the Hamwicks taking on Toronto. Hamwicks won the toss, elected to bat, and it's an absolutely perfect afternoon of cricket out there today. And with us, he's been out looking at the pitch, running his keen eye over everything out there, all things cricket. He's known as Master Cricket, I guess, in Newcastle, not Mr. Cricket. Murray Christie.
G'day, Gareth. How's things?
Unreal. It's great being here, back for the second week of this Twilight T20 competition. Yourself, Murray, they've got a pretty good squad, the Hamwicks. They will probably start as favourite.
You'd think so. I'm actually quite surprised, having been out in the middle, that Hamwicks have elected to bat first. My first viewing of the wicket. Now, we know that we've had a fair bit of rain over the weekend, and there's actually a little bit of give in the wicket. It's a fairly firm surface, but I was out there with Sam Webber, and he was patting it down with his bat, and there were clear indentations in the wicket.
Divots, wow. Yeah. And Dries and Stevenson, they'll open the batting here for the Hamwicks. And, of course, the Toronto side, they're playing in the yellow. They'll be bowling. And it's Nikolai. Is it Nikolai with the ball there? No, it's Osland who'll start the ball. Very, very nippy, I'm told. Opens the bowling for country. He's one of the imports they're allowed to have in this T20 competition, Murray.
Very exciting. I noticed that Hamwicks have elected not to take advantage of the import type situation, but Toronto have, what, two?
Well, they've got two suburbs to pick from, Hamilton and Wickham, so they don't need to. And as you saw there's not much bounce in the pitch, but he's going to call that wide straight away, Murray. I didn't think that was too bad of a ball.
It didn't seem like a bad start, but I don't expect there to be too much bounce or heaps of carry on this wicket. I think it may be a little bit slow coming onto the bat, and I am expecting, while the ball's new, to be a reasonable amount of sideways movement.
So wicket keeper straight up to the stumps, opening ball. If you were captaining, Murray, is that where you'd tell him to stand? It's not carrying through at all here, yeah. So
no, I wouldn't. Not the sideways. You'd likely wear it in the teeth.
They've got the slip up. 2 men out. And it's a pretty standard field set here in this T20 format. We've seen it through the last week. Scores of about 140, about par here, Murray. Oh, that's a nice shot here. Oh, he's beat the field there. It could be the first boundary of the day. And yes, it is. A lovely looking drive. And that's good runs there. Stevenson.
And that's exactly it. The outfield is in fantastic order. It was a pleasure walking across it in the thongs.
It was a bit longer last week, I guess. So
yeah, it's been shaved right down. I don't think there's any danger of the grass burning out, given the moisture content in the outfield at this point in time.
Oh, and that beat the outside edge. I thought I heard a bit of a noise there, Murray.
Yeah, it's not going to quite come onto the bat. So those angular shots where you could use the pace of the ball may not be a real go today. I think the batsmen need to be playing mainly in front of the wicket.
Yeah, that's right. And talk us through the field early on, Murray. Is it a field that's standing in the 2020 format?
You could say that. We've got as they run a quick single, and I assume that would be Dries' away.
Dries he's playing in the number 8, so Stevenson pushing through for the single. There's 6 runs off it, so there's been a wide, a single and a 4, Murray.
Yeah, so we've got a pretty stock standard field. We've got a point, a cover, a mid-off, although Gully seems to be coming out and coming into a short cover type position, mid-on, mid-wicket. And instead of a third man, I note with interest, and that's probably a good idea, the ball's not quite coming onto the bat, a deep backward point, as well as your regulation deep fine leg.
I'd bring the short cover in even more, Murray.
So would I.
Oh, he's had a dab at that. Not a very good looking stroke there, but we all know he's very experienced, Dries, and He's been one of the top performers up
Yep.
the order here for a number of years.
Mark's been a prolific run getter for as long as I can remember.
And that's a very long time for our viewers at
I
home.
was just thinking that myself.
It's so long, in fact, he can't remember. Oh, that's a fuller ball. He's looking to drive, and looks like there's a bit of movement out there for Ausland at the moment, which is a good sign for the bowlers and a good sign for the bowling team early on.
As predicted, and this is up to the Toronto boys to take full advantage of the sideways movement. Early wickets will be the key, especially against a quality outfit like Hamilton Wickham. The other thing that I noticed, and as you know, I called the game with you last Wednesday evening, and I came to the conclusion that Charlestown outenthused Merewether in that what could be considered an upset victory, but it was quite an emphatic one.
Yeah, definitely, and there's been a few scores like that, a few collapses around that 100-run mark, a few of these sides losing concentration out there. So partnership's the key we've seen. And I guess the Hammocks will be aiming for a score above 140 here.
You'd think so. 140 would be very gettable. I know the wicket's got a little bit of sideways in it, but I mean, realistically, your first aim is to, even though you take it step by step, is to at least get to 160.
Well, that chair we saw there on the boundary, that had a bit of sideways in it as well. There's a bit of breeze happening out there again. The nor'east has picked up.
Quite a comfortable looking chair. It's a sun smart chair, and I think it'd be great when you're putting a line in the water just on the beach.
Well, what do you normally go after, Murray? Murray cod?
No, mate. I like the brim and the whiting, my friend.
The beach fish. So coming into bowl again. Oh, that's nice and full. He's whipped it away. They'll go for two. A little bit of a fumble in the field.
You know, as you go across that bridge in the entrance there, and there's a lot of whiting in there. They like the sandy bottom.
They do, that's right. They're a sandy bottom fish. And this isn't the fishing show. This is Twilight T20 and brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank. And this is Coombs with a ball in hand as well.
You've got to be across everything when you're a Bar TV commentator, Gareth. You know that.
And nicely blocked away there. He's been pretty tight so far this year, Coombs. And Toronto, they're one of the surprise teams in this NDCA competition at the moment.
They're a very good side, very underrated, and don't be surprised if they really do stick it to the Hemwicks lineup.
As we like to say, good mixture of youth and experience out there as well.
Very much so. Paul Toole, he's been around a long time.
He'd be almost 50, wouldn't he? Oh, he's had a swing at that. It's got a bit of bat on it. Yes, he's given him out. So that's a good breakthrough there by Toronto. Stevenson, he looked in good touch, and he'll be the first man down.
Yeah, it's a surprise delivery, the short one. Whether it shocks Stevenson, but I think it was around sort of shoulder height, head height, and obviously he's got the top edge, but it sailed through to the keeper fairly slowly.
Yeah, I didn't really hear. It must have been a really faint nick there, but he wasn't willing to walk away, was he? So the umpire stuck his finger up, and he's got the bat under his arm, and now he's back in the pavilion. Here comes the captain, Trapple. Another player with plenty of experience and plenty of runs in him, Murray.
Strong build, strong forearms.
Stocky build.
Yeah, indeed. But he tends to give the ball a bit of a touch-up. There's no problem with that. So Hemwicks find themselves at 1 for 8 at the back end of the second over. We've got 2 balls remaining in this over, and you'd have to say that Toronto boys have started quite well.
And of course, we'll be crossing throughout the broadcast to Paul from Sports Hunter. Sports Hunter, of course, one of the leading information in local grassroots sport in Newcastle and the Hunter region. Pleasure to have Paul today as our boundary rider. Getting all the exclusives. Scoring the game for us as well, Murray.
Oh, very impressive. Multi-skilled.
So we've got 2 people that love mathematics up here.
Who was the other fella that we had last year?
Ben Homer.
Yeah, Ben Homer. He loves his maths.
Well, Ben Homer's actually doing an assignment at home. Maths related. He's He's solving string theory, and that's a great over there. So if you're listening at home, Ben, feel free to tweet us in and tell us what you're up to, because you're not here working.
He's gone the early crow, if I remember last week, by saying university, university, university.
Yeah, well, University, they do look like the form side at the moment. Let's give them credit where credit's due. Don't know if they will be the out-and-out finalist here. We'll see how Hamwickston and this side of the draw go this week, Murray.
I tend not to back horses in April for a Melbourne Cup.
Unless, of course, you are backing Michelle Payne all year.
Indeed. Hasn't she done well?
So second over, all steps up nice and full. Reaches out for it.
What did William Hill have Prince of Penzance at?
$101.
Yeah. Do you have a couple of bucks on it?
No. Don't be silly, Murray.
There were 24 horses in the race. I would have backed 23 horses before that.
Yeah, well, that's why it was $101. As we see Osland coming in again. Oh, he's starting to hit his straps here. He looks a touch quicker this over too, Murray.
Yeah, beating for pace. Looked a little wide, but we're at a slightly odd angle. We're sort of looking at the game from mid-off, but it seemed wider than that first ball that was actually called wide.
So they're just switching the field around here. Putting two on the offside, out deep. Oh, he's had a big swing at that too. Dries, he's looking to take advantage of this power play and hasn't been able to get back to ball really yet.
Another example of the ball not quite coming onto the bat. And this is not a bad move by the Toronto boys. They're obviously, they've basically given Osland the instructions to bowl one side of the wicket. They've loaded up the offside. He's not going to bowl too full because it's not a deep mid-off, it's a deep cover. So I think the intentions have been let know.
Oh, that's a fuller ball, and he's got hold of that one, but there's a fielder in the deep, and that is out. And that's the second wicket, and Dries will be disappointed with that. Never really got going there, Murray.
Indeed, and what a terrific move by the terrific captaincy by the Toronto boys. They obviously detected that Osland was bowling one side of the wicket. They loaded up the offside, two men in the deep, and it's paid dividends.
We'll go here to the William Hill replay, Murray. Osland, he just didn't get the middle of the bat there. He's hit it and
taken comfortably by Nathan Hudson.
That was a nicely taken catch in the outfield there.
This is interesting. We've got, I'm going to guess, Sam Webber coming to the crease.
Yeah, Sam Webber's coming to the crease. He's listed here, and that's him in the 13.
Now, let me assure you, Sam Webber is a thrashing machine.
Can hit them.
Oh, absolutely. So the Toronto boys, if they could pick up Sam Webber early, they'll be cock-a-hoop. But, 7 or 8 overs later, he can really hurt you.
More hits than an 80s cover band, Murray. I think that's the phrase they coined.
Didn't know what you were going to say then, Gareth, but that sounds about right to me.
It was always going to come out nicely, Murray.
Thank you.
And Osland continuing here. So 2 for 8 is the score. 2.5 overs down. Nice and full line there too. So not giving them much here, Osland. This is why he's been drafted into this Toronto side. He's very, very quick and very, very tight as well.
Well, amazingly, we don't see this very often in T20 cricket. We got ourselves a wicket maiden.
Well, there you go, a wicket maiden.
3 overs, 2 for 8. I mean, you can't ask for a much better start than that.
We'll just go down to Paul, down on the boundary, scoring. Paul, how do you see things down there, mate?
Mate, like Murray said, the wicket looks to be holding up a bit for the guys. It might even be a bit of shape out there for Osland up this the southern end of the ground. But, very sluggish start. Maybe just trying to hit the ball too hard, Hemwicks.
Well, they've brought on a bowling change here now, so this is good captaincy here, rotating the bowling. Thanks very much, Paul, for all that. How's the weather down there? Is there much wind down here? It looks a little bit windy from up where we're sitting.
Mate, I forgot the 30 plus, so I'm thinning out on top, so it's going to be pretty sore by the end of the afternoon.
Well, we'll get you one of those Bar TV caps that are coming directly from the distributor in the next few weeks, Paul. Thanks for that. Thanks for that update.
The Bar TV gift pack.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, and we might give you a shirt, of course. If you do want to get in the game, at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, let us know what you think. Of course, like us on Facebook. And of course, all the other social media. We've got our YouTube channel, Bar TV Sports, where you can see all the live action, grassroots to mid-tier sports around the country. And of course, if you are listening in around pubs and clubs throughout Australia. And again, not giving them much here.
No, indeed. And as Somerville comes in, we noticed that once again Toronto have put their thinking caps on. We've got a short, fine leg and a deep square leg. They've obviously they're obviously aware of the fact that the wicket's not quite coming on, so they're putting the deep fielders more around to a square position than a fine position.
And he's got away for a single there. Nicely run.
And I agree with Paul. I think the Hemwicks boys at this point in time, I mean, we're only into the fourth over, but they've tried to hit the cover off the ball early days, and it really hasn't worked.
Well, they had a bit of a confidence about them. The Toronto players, they were warming up from, I guess, an hour before we got play underway here, and the Hemwicks, I don't think they even warmed up. Just rocking up. Oh, that's nicely hit straight back down the ground, and that is an absolute special there by Webber.
And that is vintage Sam Webber. He doesn't have to lean on it too hard for the ball to go rocketing to the boundary, and once again taking advantage of the timing, and he really is a class act.
Well, coming in at 4, he definitely is the key to this innings. Him and Trapple, I think they'll work well together here. Really need to keep the strike rotating, but if Webber's going to hit him to the boundary every time, might not need it. And always hit that very fine. The player coming around to cut it off, looking for 2. Webber wanted 2, but Trapple.
Yeah, good piece of fielding.
Trapple was fine there. Yeah, very well done there by Lee, who came around very quickly. He's very nippy. He picked up a few wickets last year in the T20 competition. Surprised everyone. So here comes Somerville again. And yeah, just rotating the strike. Nice work there by Trapple. Good running. There's another run on. Overthrows, is it? No, fumble in the field. So they get 2 out of that, and that's good running there by the Hammies. Good pressure.
Yeah, and I guess what we've noticed is that both Sam Webber and Josh Trapple have decided that we just need to get back to ball. We need to keep the runs ticking over, and that last 2 should have only been 1, but they've put pressure on the fielder. They've got themselves a misfield. Again, I hark back to the game that I called last Wednesday, where Charlestown, I think they made about 1 or 2 mistakes in the field, and I guess the pressure's on the Toronto boys to make sure that they're up for the challenge.
Of course, we see the crowd filling up here today as well. Of course, it is free entry if you're listening in at home. If you want to get to the remaining games, of course, there's games tomorrow night and a Thursday night here at number 1 sports ground in Newcastle. I guess the spiritual home of cricket here. It's a great ground to come and bring the kids along. It's twilight T20 cricket, so you'll be home by 7:30, tucked in bed by 8. Murray?
8:15.
8:15 if you want to catch The Bachelor.
If you live a little bit more west than Lake Meriwether, as they say. that interesting site just near your joint, Gareth.
Yeah, that's right.
They moved the palm tree.
Yeah, they've moved the palm tree. I was talking to the builder the other day. I said that you should use that as the feature piece on top of the monstrosity that's going there. So here's Osland again. Oh, he's hit that very cleanly and very nicely, and that's cleared the boundary about 15 metres back, and that's why he's in there, and that was classic Sam Webber. Not vintage Sam Webber, classic Sam Webber, Murray.
Indeed, and once again, didn't look like he put too much effort into the shot, but it's gone sailing well and true. It would have gone, well, I would say, 20 metres past the boundary?
Yeah, definitely 15 metres past the fence, so yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, 25 metres past the boundary line, yeah.
On the rise as well. Oh, he has a dab at that one. That's a good comeback ball there by Osland. Has a bit of a laugh, a bit of a chat to him. A bit of banter out there.
Geez, you hit that last ball well, Sam.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Why don't you do the same to that one? Why can't you hit to the offside? Next thing you know. Right over deep mid-off's head. Although we don't have a deep mid-off. And here he comes in again. And, oh, look at that. Off his legs, round the corner. And that's another 6. And you just can't compete with class like that, Murray.
Indeed. And put down in the crowd, the I think would be a Toronto supporter went for the one-headed catch. Couldn't secure the jockeys.
Yeah, definitely.
But this would be a key wicket. If, as I said before, in 7 or 8 overs, as Sam Webber's still in, there's a big total on the way.
Oh, he's gone for it again and mistimed it. So, again, that ball just holding up a little bit, not coming onto the bat.
Yeah, and Sam Webber riding his luck. He's you can't knock him for it. You live by the sword, I suppose. I mean, he's hit what's that? 2 lovely 6s.
2 beautiful 6s.
Yeah. Fantastic batting on a wicket that's not quite coming on.
Straight to his go-to spot as well. Loves the onside.
And wind assisted. Nor'easter blowing, Gareth.
Oh, straight back down the ground. Could go all the way, but no, the fielder's coming around. That's well fielded there. It was Nikolai coming around and cut it off.
Good piece of fielding there by Nikolai.
The Russian.
A certain
I think we dubbed him last year the Russian.
certain 2 there, and on the less preferred hand came around and only restricted it to 1.
He runs like a big Russian bear there as he leaves our screen, and there's the bowler, Osland.
He'd like the vodka, wouldn't he?
They all love the vodka. Love the vodka. They all do.
Hey, lemon rusky. Vodka.
Woodka. The best thing potatoes ever did was turn themselves into vodka, Murray.
Other than the carb loading.
Yeah, that's right. I think vodka's carb free. It's a good healthy way of having potatoes, Murray. So 2 for 30 the score. That's a great over there. Osland came away from that shaking his head.
Yeah, 13 off.
Just wondering, who is this Sam Webber? Obviously that's a shot that not many players in this T20 competition can play, Murray, but he played it with aplomb.
Yeah, and he's more or less riding his luck there. He's working on the basis that if I get enough bat onto it, it'll go flying, and so far that's exactly what's happened.
Go flying. It's put a cape on and it's gone around the globe almost.
Knock yourself out.
So here he comes again. What can he do? That's what he can do. It's going to go all the way for 4 again. So Webber, he's on a bit of a hot streak here.
And I guess with the pressure that Sam Webber puts on the bowlers and the fielding team for that matter, I guess it has the bowler second guessing, and all of a sudden we've seen a full toss delivered on leg stump. The field is fairly slim on the leg side. There's nobody out in the deep because obviously they've decided to bowl one side of the wicket, and then we see a boundary.
And he's picked it too, Webber. If you bowl in the bad areas to him, you're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit. There he comes in. Oh, he didn't go for the catch. I thought he could have got there, Murray.
Well,
that is a drop catch for me.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't think I personally don't think he would have got there, but with a batsman like Sam Webber, you got to have a crack, I reckon.
You dive full flight for them.
You have a crack.
Yeah,
you're going to put that down as a chance, aren't you?
That is a chance.
Yeah.
That's a chance gone begging.
There's a shock.
We'll quickly cross to Paul on the boundary. Paul.
Yes, mate.
You've got the score down there. What's Webber on at the moment?
Mate, he's on about 27. He's looking good, isn't he?
Oh, looking good. I tell you what, if there was mirrors out there, he'd be looking in every single one of them. Oh, and he's hit the toe there. The umpire shakes his head. Might have got a bit of bat on that, I think, Paul.
Yes, may have a wooden toe there, but it looks like the umpire's just calling leg byes. So.
Yeah, it's. I thought that looked fairly adjacent. It's hit him on the full.
I think he was outside the line.
Just outside.
Yeah, just outside the line. Is mine and Paul getting together? Our 2 cricket brains, Murray? 2 to 1. You're out, Murray.
I thought he was Gonzo.
Thanks very much, Paul. We'll come back to you with the action later on. And oh, that's a nice shot as well. Is it going to clear the rope? No, it's not. It's going to be 4 though. And Weber, he's hit 3 4s off the over so far in a single. So the Toronto, they started off really well, and now they're looking pretty expensive out here, Murray.
And I guess this is where the thinking cap needs to go on, and rather than have 3 players on the leg side, all in the infield, we've noticed in terms of the pie chart for Sam Weber, he's very leg side dominant.
As we look at the replay here, yeah, it's hit his back foot, and his back foot was kind of.
I still stand
not
by
in front
what
of
I
the
reckon.
stumps. Kind of.
Salmon trout out.
Back to the fishing again. Oh, that's flicked nicely again to the boundary. So just a bit of bat on it, and it goes all the way. And this is an expensive over, Murray. And I tell you what, it's not Gucci expensive, it's Prada expensive.
And here we see, yes, indeedy, and we see 18 runs scored off that over. So all of a sudden, after being 2 for 8 after 3 overs, after 6 overs, Hemwick's at 2 for 48, now going at 8 and over.
Yeah, this is definitely Sam Weber. It's a special. We could see a very special innings here. We could see him potentially get to 100. They're going to push a few more out now because now the power play is over. So they made good use of that. And here comes Lee coming into bowl. As we mentioned before, he had quite a successful T20 last year. He only came into the Toronto side and looked pretty good.
Good lean build for a bowler.
Looks quick too, doesn't he? Oh, he is quick. We saw him fielding early on. Just rolling the arm over there.
And realistically, what needs to happen here, Gareth, is that Sam Webber's the man in at the moment. Josh Trapple needs to just bat with him and effectively get up the other end.
Yeah, as long as he rotates the strike and keeps his partnership going. The Hamwicks, they looked in a lot of trouble early on, didn't they?
Well, depending on where Lee wants to put the ball, this would be Sam Webber's side. It's a short boundary, wind assisted. This would be ideal for a left-hander.
Oh, it's full, and the runaway for a single there. So will we see a different tactic here from Webber? Do you think he's still going to try and go over the top?
I think he's going to try and put it into the grandstand.
I think he's going all the way to Marketown. Get himself some Brumby's bread.
Henny penny. Baker's Delight. No, it's Baker's Delight there.
No, he's,
no, it's
the
not
junction.
Brumbies.
The
No, it's
junction.
Brumbies,
Sorry,
yeah.
he's hitting it towards the junction.
Dan
Did I
Murphy's.
say Marketown? Yeah. he's- He may even take that pink ball and put it towards Bar Beach there. And oh no, he's going to take the single.
Good running, bat
Good.
to ball.
Yeah, nice running and just rotating the strike.
Yeah.
If there's not big runs, they're happy to take those singles, which is good positive start here.
Yeah, turning the strike over. Left-hand, right-hand combination, not easy. Certainly not easy to captain. Trying to communicate to those players in the deep. Especially if they're not paying attention. Tell you what, deep mid wicket's out a long way.
That's a captain's bane of a captain, isn't it? You've been captaining many sides, Murray.
Gets the blood boiling, that one.
Just batted away nicely, and they'll pick up another single. So, look like they're doing it pretty easy now, the Hamwicks.
Yeah, bat to ball. Simple stuff. They've recovered well, actually.
Yeah, definitely at 2 for 8. They certainly looked like a collapse was imminent, but these two men have certainly steadied the ship. Nikolai dancing on the boundary. We might see him come back into the action as well next over. Somerville very expensive. Oh, he's had a big swing there. Nice bowling there by Lee. Good line and good length.
Yes. Unlucky not to have hit off stump, to be honest with you. Terrific delivery. And again, a little bit of sideways movement. Very important to keep that seam clean.
Is that the trick, Murray? Is
Yeah,
it?
very
Like,
much so. There'd be
get-
grass in between the seam. You got to get that out. You got to do it in front of the umpire these days, though.
Get
So
the stubby
you're not allowed to have the stubby lid.
lid. You can't have the stubby lid anymore.
You can't have that.
Back in your day, Murray.
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. All
Yes,
we
coming through
worked
the-
on was spit and just polish.
Jeez, that ball would have had a bit of zing with your spit on it. The breath that's coming towards me right now.
Wouldn't have been sober enough to drive.
Yeah, definitely the RBT would have pulled the ball over and locked him in the clink.
Thrown the book at him.
Oh, that's a nice full delivery there, so they'll just rotate the strike again.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They must have spotted Lee as a danger, and apart from that one risky shot that Sam Webber played, it's been quite sensible batting.
So just making some more adjustments here in the field.
And this would be Nikolai being handed the ball.
As we mentioned, we saw him warming up on the boundary. He was quite tight early on.
That explains why he was dancing on the boundary line there.
I just thought it was because the pink ball. He just wanted that in his head. You have to dance before you pick up the pink ball, Murray.
You're an Olympics fan. I thought it was Moscow. 1980.
The Bolshevik. Hey. Here comes the Bolshevik. So there's a bit of anticipation here to see what this Hamwick side's going to do.
See if they get the sight screen right to start with.
Trapple, hard to please, isn't he, Trapple?
What are you saying, Princess?
I wouldn't say that. I just mean he's hard to please, and
And then he's
he likes to
Princess.
get things right, doesn't he?
Well, he's not going to be happy at the moment. There's a gap between the two sight screens.
Of course, Griffin Lee, who bowled the last over for the Toronto, he's played Australian schoolboys cricket as well. So plenty of pedigree with him. Oh, it's a nice shot down the ground there. The field will come around and head it off.
And for the viewers, it's LEA as opposed to LEE. So no relation to Brett and Shane.
Just like a Darryl Lee. More like the chocolate company, Murray.
Meta,
Yeah, that's right.
the Marge.
A stick clear from the margarine.
Got a
It's one
neighbour.
process away from plastic. Did you know that?
Yeah? That sounds about right. Got a neighbour that likes the Rockley Road from Darryl Lee, actually. Brian?
Well, he doesn't anymore, does he?
Yeah.
Isn't it in receivership? Or
Oh, yeah, not going real well, but he used to like it.
So there's Trapple. He's had a big swing at that, and he's found the boundary. Good shot off the back foot. Just swivels with the ball, and yeah, that was well played there.
Yeah, a little bit short, and on a wicket that's a little bit slow, all it did was sat up, and Josh Trapple took full advantage.
He sure did.
Actually, the neighbour likes Dick Smith as well. Is this setting a pattern?
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't like Bar TV. Of course, if you do want to get involved in
No,
Bar TV,
He hasn't got a computer.
at Bar TV Sports on Twitter. Let us know what you think of the game at the moment. Let us know who do you think's going to be the deciding factor in this match. At the moment, Webber is definitely the man that we're following, we're tracking. And here comes Nikolai. Look at the big bear, the big Russian bear. That's nicely played through the offside. The man's backward there, so
Nikolai Davydenko, he's Russian, isn't he? The tennis player.
or if he's not, he's certainly around the Balkan states somewhere.
Hey.
Nikolai Volkov, of course,
Boxer?
No, wrestler.
No.
Rock and roll wrestler, Murray.
Okay.
Had a good ongoing feud with Hulk Hogan in the 80s.
Oh.
USA v.
Oh, the real stuff.
Yeah. USA v Russia was a good storyline back in the 80s. So again, just ticking the score over, 2 for 61. 8 overs completed, so
Yeah, and they've come back really well, the Hamwicks boys. As we progress through the Hamwicks innings, and they put more pressure on the Toronto fielders. I guess they're pretty much on target for a score of around the 160 mark.
where would you like to see them after over 10, halfway through?
About 70, 75.
75, yeah, that'll get them certainly towards the 60 over mark. Oh, that's a nice shot round the corner. Yeah, well done there. Ball coming in. Of course, if you do want to get in the game, at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, let us know what you think. Danny Licious out there, he's just sent us a tweet in thanking, of course, all our sponsors for getting on board. The Commonwealth Bank, bringing this game to you here today. And that's a lovely shot, just played nicely down the ground. And he looks in good touch too, Trapple.
Yeah, not an easy shot to play on a slowish wicket, but he waited on the ball, guided it straight to what is currently a vacant third man, because we've pretty much got a deep backward point there, and it just beat the fielder.
What do you think about no third man, Murray?
Well, on a slow wicket, I don't have a problem with where the fielder's placed, but probably got a little bit fuller.
So here's Lee. Oh, nicely played as well. But again, stopped by the fielder.
Danny
so here's
Licious.
Webber.
Danny Licious.
Yeah, I think it's a made-up name, Murray.
Right.
See, the internet doesn't give you the full picture of someone who they actually are all the time. Sometimes a lot of the things on the internet are made up, Murray.
Really?
Yeah. I hate to break it to you. Those cat memes that you love. Oh, that's nicely struck over the top. Those cat photos and stuff that you love, and you. Oh, that's poor fielding.
Calamity.
That's called for 4. That is a calamity. That's Calamity Jane right there. And
Danny, get your gun.
yeah, that's. That was our favourite there, the Russian, the big bear, Nikolai.
Yeah, and this is the thing. The Toronto fellas aren't exactly helping themselves at this point in time. With there's been a number of fielding errors, and they're putting pressure on themselves.
Here's Lee again. Oh, full toss there, and fielder coming around. He's done well. He hit that very hard there, Webber. Looks like he may have something wrong with the bat. No, it's fine. I thought he looked at the toe of the bat there and may get a crack as we look at the replay. And that's nicely struck. And then boom, boom. The double, the single pickup.
Ooh, we'll have
And
to
that's
bowl
gonna
that
be,
one again.
definitely wide. I tell you what I've been impressed with though, this T20 tournament. Not many no balls. I think we've only had 3 no balls the entire tournament. 3 matches.
That is a scourge on the game. No balls when you get the lasso coming out the free hit.
Love the free hit.
You've got to stay behind that line.
Oh, he's banged that in hard to the pitch and guided nicely back down to third man.
Yeah, and they've actually moved that deep fielder a little bit finer to a conventional third man position.
I think that's better because there was plenty of runs there, wasn't there? And he was seemingly getting good bat on ball.
Absolutely. So after 9 overs, there you go. 2 for 74, 2 for 73. 8 and over, Gareth. Well, I suspect you knew that.
I hadn't done the maths yet, Murray, but Now my calculations are coming. Yes, it is. Well done. So here comes Nikolai again. This will be his third over.
8.14. 8.145
Wow.
actually, Gareth.
For our viewers at home, Murray's just worked that out in his head. And that's going to be called a wide, so getting a little bit loose here, the Toronto bowlers. Won't be happy with that. As we go down now to Paul on the boundary. Paul, how are things? It seems like there's a bit of a lull down there at the moment.
Yeah, it is. A bit surprisingly that Toronto even haven't used a slower bowler, a spinner or something. We're up to the 10th over. They're just going for the quicks and the medium paces.
Thanks, Paul. And Paul, of course, editor-at-large of Sports Hunter, bringing you all your sports news around Newcastle and the Hunter, around grassroots sports. Great job he does.
Yeah, it's a good point because if the ball seams, it turns. And on a slow wicket, that'd be hard to get away.
Well, even before the game, the captains coming back were talking about the slow bowlers, and that's a nice shot down the ground and over the fence for 6.
It's the maximum.
So Trapple now loosening the shoulders and getting the maximum. Nice work there.
Great shot. Only lent into that one, and all of a sudden he's put it near the water cooler.
So what could he do here, Trapple? He steps down the ground and
2 there.
yeah, there'll be 2 there, but they won't go
No,
for a good
good
fielding
fielding,
by
yeah.
Toronto, putting pressure on the batsman. It was Hunt out there, so all of his experience showing through.
Yeah, Greg Hunt, Newcastle representative, good cricketer.
He'll be opening the bowling when Toronto come out as well.
And the batting, perhaps.
Sorry, the batting. Toronto are already out, aren't they? With the ball in their hand. Oh, he's made a bit of room there for himself, and this is better stuff to Webber.
Yeah, it is. They've really tightened Sam Webber up, but unfortunately dropped the ball perhaps a little bit with Josh Trapple. Josh is a terrific batsman and sort of makes his own luck, of course, but yeah, he's really starting to take the ascendancy. I think Josh Trapple's about 27 not out at this point in time, and really sort of going forward.
Oh, he's gone for that one too. There's 2 in it, but they'll just be happy with the one. So there's a few more remaining, and Nikolai's over, and Sam Webber now at the crease. Of course, Sam got off to an absolutely amazing start. So here comes Nikolai. Steps down the ground, and that has been delivered towards the fence. And what a great shot there by Webber. He picked it up early, and that's a boundary off the last ball of the over, Murray.
Yeah, it's a bit of a captain killer, that 4 off the last ball, but gee whiz, he got onto that well. He's hitting that to the longest part of the ground, into the wind, and the fielder wasn't that far away.
And that's brought up his 50 as well, so this is a good innings here by Webber.
Fantastically well put together innings, and typical of the man himself, I think it's fair to say. I mean, the pressure was on at 2 for 8, but ice cool Sam Webber can drop his heart rate down to 38 even in pressure situations. Darren Herbert told me that once.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is this a
Oh, whatever Herb says, you divide by 4 and halve it, but
so he can drop his
yeah.
drop his heart rate down to 8? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's what Darren says.
Times it by 4. Oh, Murray Christie with all the facts and figures that you won't read on the internet.
I've done a bit of research lately.
That's nicely hit down the ground. There's a fielder place there. So pretty standard field here now by Toronto. They started with a good attacking mindset, but now they're defending to what is almost an onslaught. The 2 for 89, so
Vulnerable over deep mid-wicket, where that's the hitting zone of Sam Webber, and possibly over cover if he slips wide of the off stump.
oh, he's gone for that one. He's mistimed it, and that is out. So Lee picks up the wicket. Webber mistimed it. And what a good breakthrough there by the young man, Lee.
Fantastic breakthrough. And just when you thought the situation was getting out of hand, the Toronto boys have come back. Bearing in mind there's a lot of depth in the Hemwicks batting lineup, so interesting to see what happens here. And Josh Trapple seems to be batting quite well.
Yeah, Josh Trapple, he's the man steadying the ship out there, so they'll probably look to work the partnerships around him.
Very much so. Bat for the man in.
And he just kind of got the leading edge, didn't he? And
Yeah, I think
took
he went
a pretty
to,
routine catch.
He went to skew it through to mid wicket, and it didn't quite come onto the bat. All of a sudden, his leading edge just straight to mid off.
So Jason Keelan coming in now. Keelan quite new to this Hamwick squad.
Yeah, interesting that Hanlon, who got 100 in his last bat just prior to Christmas, hasn't been called upon yet.
The pinch hitter, maybe.
Could be.
They'll just probably look to work the partnership here, I guess, through the next 5 overs and just get those runs ticking over.
They could well be batting to a plan as well, like if Keelan just pretty much bats to support Josh Trapple. That wouldn't be a bad move.
Well, I'd like to see Keelan go for it and Trapple be the man that plays out the innings. Do you think, Murray?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Trapple's got to be there. If they're going to get a big score at the end, Trapple's got to be there at the finish.
Oh, but that's a lovely shot there by Keelan. There is a fielder out there. So Trapple will now face Lee picking up a wicket this over. It's 3 for 90. Of course, we're having a look pre-production here, Murray. The pink balls costing the test players. Do you know how much they cost?
No.
So much that they don't even list the price. Price on application.
Money can't buy the pink ball. But the international balls, you'll find, and I've played a couple of tour games back in the, when Captain Cook arrived in Newcastle.
Pause break. Here's an anecdote from Murray Christie.
But they are a lot dearer.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, they're $100.
I'm not saying these ones are.
No, but back in the day, they were $100 a ball when the normal Kookaburra was about $40.
Yeah, that's right.
These days, it's about $200 a ball.
No, I think you'll find that these pink balls, they're about $600 a ball.
Is that why Cricket Australia gets a bit nervous when when the opposition's 8 down and then they get the second new ball and you think, well, this is only going to last about 5 minutes?
They don't lose their gloss, so maybe they reuse the Murray.
It's been a successful implementation, though. It's the most visible ball they've used other than the red one and the white one. I guess what I'm saying
the
is
only two balls.
They used it. They experimented with an orange ball once.
A black ball.
It
Didn't they
didn't
use
really
a black
work.
ball?
No, only in snooker. That was a good over from Lee. Actually, only 2 runs from it, 3 runs from it, and a wicket.
Yeah, nice little tweet in from Daniel Arms. Oh, that's gone wide.
Hello.
Everyone was looking forward to seeing Sam Webber go, Daniel Arms especially, but unfortunately, he just mishit the last shot, and now he's back in the pavilion, Murray.
Well, absolutely, and Daniel being a Charlestown player, I'm surprised that he wants to see the Hemwicks bloke go so well, but yeah.
It's always good to see good cricket live on your TV, your iPhone, your iPad, wherever you want, whenever you want, Murray.
And just reading Daniel's tweet, we copped the brunt of Sam Webber barrage last year at Passmore. I actually called that game with Josh Leeson, and he scored about 90 odd in about 5 minutes. He absolutely tore the Charlestown players apart. So yeah, Dan, you're absolutely spot on.
Nice full delivery there. All looking to run there, Trapple, but Keelan stands his ground like a statue. As we see the crowd in the background there. Of course, if you do want to come to the NDCA T20 Twilight competition, the entry's free, the canteen's open, and it's a wonderful afternoon of sport. Oh, straight to the fielder there at point.
Yeah, the Toronto boys have really tightened things up. I guess since Sam Webber's dismissal, we've seen about 10 deliveries bowled and only 5 runs from it.
Yeah, definitely the wicket has slowed things up. So 3 for 93. Oh, that's a full ball and that's a wide ball. So a little bit loose here again. Coombs it is.
No analogy there?
And here comes Coombs again. Keelan goes for it and it's hit him on the pads, but umpire shakes his head.
Now, that may have been a bit high, Gareth, but it's possible that this umpire has come to the conclusion it's got to be really, really, really plumb to be out.
Well, he gave out 2 last week as well. 2 LBWs.
That might be it for 2016.
He's done his quota.
In January.
He's made his money. He's done his quota. Of course, we love what the umpires do here for the NDCA. Of course, one of our regular co-commentators, Peter Davis, he's an umpire too, and as we saw the replay there, nothing to see. Oh, direct hit as well. Nikolai, what can't he do? He's possibly my favourite player in this T20 competition.
Yeah, he couldn't keep that four out a few overs ago, but
That's
other
all right.
than that, he's been fairly impressive.
Yeah, but he didn't keep the 4 out, but he didn't keep it out entertainingly. So that's part of the show, Murray. White zinc on the bottom lip. Look at that droopy clown. We love it. As he comes back to the boundary, the wide brim hat, all the way from Siberia.
Got a jukebox there, haven't they? Skyhawks, tell me.
They do. Oh, straight back at the bowler. Couldn't get an arm to it. And here comes Nikolai. Nikolai gets a ball in. It's a good... Oh, he almost hits the stumps again, Murray.
Super impressive, Gareth. Super impressive. I thought Griffin Lee actually... I thought he removed the hand, actually, as it was coming back like a tracer bullet.
He didn't have time to move the hand. It was coming back that fast. Would you call that a drop, Murray?
No, I wouldn't.
I think he's
I'll
too
call it a
young
smart
anyway.
move.
I think he's too young anyway to buy the round. Oh, stepped up. He's hit it over the top. There's a fielder there. And that is out. Keelan. It was a reactionary shot. He hit it. And he didn't get what he would have liked to on it. And that is out. And that's a good wicket. And then Lee picks up another one.
Well, I saw Nathan Hudson charge in there to take the catch, and I thought he's going to overrun this, and it's going to either go over his head or hit him in the forehead. But he got the hands up just in time, and the rest is history. Here's the replay.
As we look at the replay here, boom.
Yeah, lost control of the bat.
Yeah, he reached for it, didn't he?
And
Gave
Nathan
himself a bit
Hudson
of room.
takes it comfortably in the end.
So Webber coming to the crease. They've dropped Hanlon down the order again. Interesting, Murray. Tactics.
Indeed. Bearing in mind there is a lot of depth in the Merriweather lineup.
The Hamwicks lineup.
What did I say, Merriweather?
Yeah, they'd be. I tell you what, they'd be.
Yeah. Hamwick's lineup. They've got plenty of depth as
They'd
well.
be
But,
putting the needles in that voodoo doll they have of you at home, Murray.
Yes. And interestingly enough, Griffin Lee has come back really well. He's now got 2 for 23 at this point in time.
Yeah, very good. And we'll go down to Paul on the boundary. Paul, Griffin Lee, he's really playing well, isn't he? He's getting a bit of shape off the pitch down there.
Yeah, he's bowling well. He's really holding the Hamwick's batsmen up a bit, but the game is sort of in the balance at the moment. Toronto could get a couple of wickets here and be right back into the match, or Hamwicks can take it. That's a beautiful shot.
Oh, look at that shot, and that
Maximum.
is the maximum 6. So Lee getting discarded out of the ground, and Trapple it was. He's hitting some form, isn't he, down there, Paul?
You just give somebody a rap and he gets carded for 6, but so I don't really want to give Trapple too much of a rap.
You should have been.
He might get out this ball.
You should have been here last Wednesday, Paul, when Gareth was going hammer and tong on how well Simon Moore was going.
That was Ben, wasn't it?
Oh, you and Ben, but next ball, boom, straight up in the air, out.
I'll pass that off to Ben, who's not here to defend himself. And that was well defended. They picked up a single anyway. Thanks very much down there, Paul. Of course, Paul, the editor-at-large of Sports Hunter. So get online and see Sports Hunter, and you get all the up-to-date news of sports around Newcastle and the Hunter. And here comes Lee again. Weber, gets a...
That's a hard shot to play, Gareth.
That's one of your go-to shots, wasn't it?
The French cut.
Yeah. Why is it called the French cut? Bit of trivia, Murray.
Because you got to be careful how you say it.
There you go. Is that where it comes from?
Not really sure, but
I'll go
I've
with
heard some
that.
commentators get it wrong.
The old French cut.
Yeah, I heard a commentator once say lucky French cut and not quite get it right.
As we see the crowd there enjoying the hospitality put on by number one.
It is starting just well. The canteen manager looks after them, though. The smile comes for free.
Yeah, the smile does come for free.
That's about it. But
of course, the entry
yeah.
comes for free as well. If you do want to get in and come and catch the innings of Toronto, if you're coming
You want to hurry up.
from work. There's been 13 overs gone. Hamwicks were looking in control, and now they've dropped a couple of wickets. So Toronto have fought back here and got themselves back in the match.
Evenly poised, I'd say, Gareth.
Yeah, that score of 140 still looking... Oh, that's got to be close. Trapple almost getting stuck in front of his stumps. Of course, this Twilight T20 brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank. Of course, Kingsgrove Sports as well. Jody Whitehead, a good friend of yours, Murray. He used to kit you up.
Yeah. I bought a pair of duds off him.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
What were they, size 54?
36. Gave me a mate's rate. He gave them to me for
36.
$35. I couldn't believe it. I was expecting to pay 20.
30, size 36. I've never heard of skinny leg whites, Murray. The new trend in cricket, eh?
It might have been 38.
Pre-Christmas, maybe.
Old drawstring. Everything.
Yeah, of course. Oh, he's gone for that. It's at the field. Oh, the fielder didn't quite pick that one up, I don't think, and it's gone over his head, and that'll be four. It was hit straight to him. It was a hard catch to take, Murray, but a catch nonetheless.
Oh, it's got to go down as a chance in your book, Gareth, but I think he was possibly deceived by the fact that Matt Weber hit the ball a lot better than what he first thought, and it went past him at a rapid rate and cannoned into the boundary.
Well, so here it is here, and yeah, didn't really pick it up there, Johnson.
He jumped a bit like George Costanza, really, didn't he?
Yeah, whipped that one off his hips and squared to the fielder.
Won't be long till you're across the creek and into the number 2 sports ground, I suppose. Only 3 months away.
Yeah, of course, Bar TV bringing you all the winter sports in Newcastle, rugby union, rugby league.
The legendary Jimmy Gardner.
Soccer, AFL, also doing some netball and picking up sports all around the country. So if you are interested in Bar TV covering your sports, feel free to drop us a line. josh@bartv.com.au.
Jimmy Gardner's the glue that holds the rugby coverage together, really, isn't he?
Of course he is. Just like you're the glue that holds the cricket together, Murray. Look at the clag glue. The old clag glue Christie, I think we'll name you. Oh, that's a no ball. And here we go. Let's wait for it, Murray.
It's a no ball, then a wide. So what happens there?
No
It's just a
ball.
no ball.
Yep, the lasso
Here's the
comes
lasso.
out. Look
Oh,
at that.
no.
It's a stiff lasso.
Yeah.
The umpire.
Bowling to
Not
Josh
getting right
Trapple,
into it.
the
Yeah.
informed batsman. Oh, my stars. This is
Where do you think it's going? To the Stars?
could be going to where you're
Straight
going to be
back.
calling in 3 months' time.
Straight back down the ground. Number 2 sports ground. It could be going anywhere. Let's see. He's going to step down the wicket, is he? No, he's not. He has a shot. Goes straight back over the bowler's head, and that's a fine effort there by Trapple.
He's looking really good at this point in time. We talked about him driving the innings and being there at the end. I mean, he's at this point in time he's rocketed to about 34. So yeah.
What I've liked about the innings too, he's pushed it around as well as just looking for the big shots. He's played a really good T20 innings. It's what you want from your number 3 batsman in any form of the game, Murray.
Absolutely, and he has really dominated the proceedings. I mean, we obviously had the 50 scored by Sam Webber, and he batted fantastically. But Josh Trapple's been pretty rock solid.
Have you played this year? I haven't been out injured. Old age.
So Webber is the man on strike. Of course, not Sam Webber. Matthew Webber. And of course, not Mark Webber.
The twin. I think they're the same age as well, Gareth.
Yeah, that's hit down the ground nicely. He's got plenty on that. Oh, it's hit a divot, hasn't it? Oh, he's kicked it in.
Yeah, he's...
Look at that. Good teamwork there. That should be a...
Well, it's interesting because he's come from the outside the field of play, and it's just a question of whether he's... Anyway, he's going to get away with it.
It was Nikolai, and I'll give it to him. He's my favourite player. And reverse sweep. Ugly looking shot.
Now, Peter will be very pleased about this in terms of we're finally seeing spin introduced in the 15th over.
Yeah, that's right. And Hudson it is. Not a massive spin of the ball. And of course, our boundary rider here today is Paul. We will go to him. Don't worry, Murray. The talent.
Started with P.
Oh, that's a nice shot too. And
Don't worry, I was just talking to Peter. He said the same thing.
Peter Paul, where's Mary? And that's a nice throw in from the boundary. I thought it might have gone all the way for 4. So what's the feeling down there, Paul? Is it a 140 target, or do you think they'll get to about 160? Well, I think they'll go 180 personally.
Yeah, just in previous games too, I just think about 140 or 150 is going to be the target, and they just go to the offside for no run. But yeah, it's still a bit of a lull here. Not sure, but I'm thinking about 150 Hemwicks will get.
Well, they've got wickets in hand. Thanks very much for that, Paul. And they've got wickets in hand, Murray, and wickets in hand. I guess they want to be going about 10 and over from here on in.
You'd think so. I'm watching with interest, though, Nathan Hudson. And I think that's Nathan Hudson, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Nathan Hudson. Yes, it's Hudson.
And with 1 over of spin bowling, and they've played him okay, but only 6 runs off the over. I don't know how many spinners the Toronto boys have in their lineup, but I agree with Paul. It should have been introduced earlier.
Well, maybe it's a tactic towards the end of the innings, just as we look at the replay here. Oh, he's had a good crack at that, hasn't he? And here's Nikolai. He has gone out
He's over the
outside the boundary.
Oh, my Lord.
Maybe he's kicked it. He's put his spikes on it.
Yeah. While standing on the line.
No wonder there was only 6 runs off it. The ball's swinging 4 ways through the air.
Never mind. Hopefully it won't be close.
So they brought on spin again. So obviously a tactic towards the end of the innings.
Yeah, so this is Greg Hunt
It's
now
Hunt.
bowling off spinners. And this could be a tactical ploy. You could be right here, Gareth.
Lure them into a false sense of security, I guess. And
Indeedy.
so here's Hunt, the wily old veteran. Reeks of class. Got the sunnies on as well, pointed out by our producer. So I like a bowler with sunnies. It's like a poker player with sunnies. What about you, Murray? The times you got to bowl, sunnies on or off?
Didn't wear him in the field, let alone when I bowled.
But when you bowled, did you just get them run out to you? The prima donna that you are.
Yeah, no.
Bring me some sunglasses. I need to bowl. Or obviously
Bit even better if he played piano with those things on.
walked his dog. Well, he's walking the dog at the moment. He's got it on a string. Oh, steps back off the back foot. That's a nice shot there by Webber. Just not beating the fielder though, but
And again,
rotating the strike.
Oh, and a very tight over though. Greg Hunt's done a fantastic job here in slowing up the run rate.
The one weight.
One weight.
Oh, down the ground, there's a fielder there, so a little bit wider too, isn't he? The deep mid on. Deep mid off, sorry.
Yeah, that's due to the slowness of the pitch. I think he's placed him quite well there. So we've got 16 overs. Yeah,
4 for 129. So there, those couple of overs really have stemmed the flow of runs, Murray.
10 runs off the last 2 overs at a time when usually the ascendancy is for that to go around that 10 and over mark.
Well, we've seen throughout the T20, throughout Australia this year, this is the overs that they start going.
Oh yeah.
So let's see what they can do. Trapple's been out there for, I guess, most of the innings. Oh, and he's hit that down the ground, but it's going to go to the fielder. Well placed again. So Toronto restricting them to 1 there. Really should have probably dispatched that over the fence, Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big edge on that one. Will it run all the way? I don't think it will. So Hunt in pursuit. They'll get 2 off it.
Yeah, Matt Webber's made the intentions clearly known that he's keen to be probably hitting in our direction here in over deep mid off.
Well, I think Webber has to go now with Hanlon coming in. There's no time to lose, and he has gone for it there over the fence, and he's definitely going for it. And Murray, what do you think of that one?
Well, I did say deep mid off, and look what happened.
Well, there you go. Merry Christmas. I was going to say Merry Christmas.
We've just been there.
Well, tell me about it. I can see the girth around that belly.
He doesn't mean that.
For all his lady fans out there. Oh, reverse sweep. Going to be close. Oh, he's whipped the bails off. What a good run out. Went the opposite end. Good throw there.
And I think you'll find he hasn't needed to whip the bails off.
I think it's
could have been a
direct
bit of
hit.
a calamity, and it's actually hit the top of the stump.
Well, Hunt, he just aimed it up, didn't he? And he went for it and direct hit, and that's out.
Done a great job, and that's the end of Matt Webber.
Not really.
As we have a look at the replay.
Oh, the reverse sweep. That's a coach killer. Oh, he didn't even have his bat down.
Yeah,
Good shot.
That's a direct hit.
Nice work there as we see Matt Webber. Oh, going for it straight away. So Hanlon making his intentions known.
Well, Josh Trapple was, but Hanlon ran well.
Oh, sorry,
on
Hanlon.
strike now.
Hanlon's on strike now.
I thought he might be a little bit higher up in the order, but coming in at what's that, number 7?
Well, he's definitely in there and talking to Trapple pre-game. They were going to sort of decide where to bring the batters in, depending on where they were. So I guess Hanlon maybe used as a bit of a pinch hitter towards the end of the innings, Murray.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, when I was out in the middle having a look at the pitch, I did hear Josh Trapple say, "Can you put your pads on?" And this was before a ball was bowled. And yet he's coming in at 7. Maybe he wanted him to be really prepared.
Just in case. Obviously discussing their plans, and things changed early on. 2 wickets in 2 overs. So
Yeah, that could have had a bearing, I suppose. And all of a sudden,
well, Trapple's he's the man on strike here. He's played a fine captain's innings, hasn't he, really? He's steered the team around, as we see now. Hunt. And there's the 12th man. Sean Scott not getting much time today, but he's happy just to be here at number 1 Sports Ground. Trapple getting to that, hit hard.
and Josh Trapple's moved to around the 45 mark. You'd think he'd be fairly eager to post the half century.
So that's his 50 there. Sorry, Murray.
Well, there you go.
Not to worry.
Well, no, he was keen to post the half century, and he did it.
He did it with the single, so Trapple. It's a good fine innings there, good captain's innings. Steps down the ground, back of the bowl, and Hunt gets it back to the wicket. We're going to be overthrows though. He got a bit itchy there. The old tormentor.
I thought he threw it a bit harder, and I thought I could see that going for 4. But anyway, it only cost them 1, so there's not too much damage. And it's got the new
Trapple's off
batsman on strike.
Yeah, that was a tactic. Back of the bowl, going to be close. He held on to it though. Should have let it go.
He did last time.
He let the one before go, and that one stuck to his hand. And again, back to the bowler. So
this is quality bowling by Greg Hunt.
Looking to
Fantastic.
go down the ground. Hanlon and Hunt. He's up to it. Oh, that's missed time, so they'll pick up a couple, will they? Oh, slipped though. Hanlon couldn't get back, and Trapple. Oh, there's errors everywhere out there at the moment, Murray.
Indeed. However, another great over from Greg Hunt. They've really put the brakes on.
Yeah, definitely. Now Hanlon's going to be on strike again, so
yeah. Now whether this was a ploy by the Toronto players to use spin at the end.
The last 4 overs definitely, they were looking like they were going to get easily 180 at one stage there.
Well, I would have been inclined to maybe introduce spin while Sam Webber was, belting the life out of them, but just to slow the ball up. But they chose not to, and I guess in the end they're finishing off quite well at this point in time.
Well, Coombs has got the ball now. Coombs certainly not a slow bowler. He's found it a little bit tough here today, as they make a couple of field adjustments. If you're listening at home, that wasn't the fire alarm. That was Murray's phone going off.
My brother ringing me.
Of course, played many a game with your brother in the backyard and alongside for the Waratah Mayfield Club, Murray.
Yeah, he didn't get as many runs playing with Waratah. He got 800 once in the backyard.
Well, you can't cheat in the backyard, can you?
Yeah.
You can't cheat out here with the umpires and bully your younger brother.
Yeah, 6.5 years difference, so.
Oh, he's hit that back hard down the ground. Trapple looking to get under it, but just can't at the moment. So this is good bowling again.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's fair to say that Hemwicks were looking, and still could post a score of 170, but or 180, but they've really reeled them in.
Oh, step down the ground, clean bowl, middle stump, leaves the ground and makes himself a bed there behind the wicket. And Hanlon, he was looking for it, but perfectly bowled there by Coombs.
Indeed. Great end of innings bowling. Gave him no room to move. Obviously, Hanlon gave himself some room just to hit the ball over point. And you'll notice,
If we look at the
middle stump
replay
going
here,
cartwheeling.
boom. Boom, boom. So new man in. It's Borkham. Yes, Borkham's in.
Another top order batsman going in at number 8. I suppose that tells you something about the depth of the Hamilton-Wickham lineup.
So let's see what Borkham to do. They're going to have to start hitting. Although 140 was about par, so they're well over that now. They're going to look for 2, and Trapple wants to retain the strike. Let's see what he can do. He certainly took to Coombs earlier on, Murray.
Indeed, and done away with the helmet in the back end.
Nice little short one for him, do you think, Murray?
I'd like to think you'd be seeing the ball all right by now.
He looks very poised in the crease anyway. There's Coombs on screen.
Looking to go over wide mid-on, I reckon.
Again. Can only find the deep mid on there too.
Yeah, again, good death bowling by Coombs. Giving them no room to move. Not allowing them to get the bat underneath to try for the maximum.
So Coombs comes in again. And again, they'll go down the ground. Could be 2 in it. They go for 2. Trapple. Good running there by the skipper.
Good running. Terrific running, actually.
So he'll have the strike in the final over.
Late in the innings, Josh Trapple paying the price of being out there as long. And has decided not to opt for the mid-wicket conference at the end of the over, still getting his breath back.
Maybe that's a sign he doesn't need to talk to him because he's just going to go for broke.
I thought he was preparing for a spew there at one stage.
How do you prepare for the spew?
Just like he was in his kneeling position.
Oh, he's gone down the ground. Is it going to go all the way? Yes, it is. Good
Yes.
shot there
Great shot.
by Trapple over the fence, and that's a 6. So that's why I didn't want to talk to him. He's not going to give him a chance to face up. So 157 now, moving along. Gone for it again here. It's up high in the air.
That's
it's
6.
going to clear
Yeah.
the fence. 2 in a row there.
Ooh. And hit the four-wheel drive straight on the bonnet there.
Little dint there.
Pink ball, black bonnet.
Nice little cherry.
Mm.
Does pink mark black? I'm sure it would.
I've got a fair idea it might.
Apparently the pink balls don't dint. they're light like fairy floss.
We might send
The fairy floss ball.
might send sideline eye Paul to go and check the damage.
Yes, definitely. We'll talk to Paul after this over. Umpire says, wait, they're shifting another man back there. So they were looking to tempt him into the stroke. So here is Trapple. Oh, he's gone down the ground again. 3 in a row, Murray.
Indeed.
What about that?
Yes, I tell you what, Josh Trapple, he really has driven this innings and done a fantastic job. 3 sixes
Wow.
in a row.
Well,
They're
we were
looking
doubting they'd get to the 180. The 180 is now a very reasonable target for them.
very much so.
Gone again. Along the ground this time. Will he go for 2? They're going to go for 2. It's going to be close. Run out.
And Ben Balcombe can't be blamed for that.
They had to go for it.
They had to go
last
for it.
over.
Josh Trapple's on strike, but yeah, unfortunately for Ben, it's all over. But very unselfish act in the last over.
Yeah, wickets in hand. You go for it, don't you? So it's 7 for 170. And now Ma coming to the crease. Don't know if he'll get much of a chance to have a crack at something. Of course, Ma, he's well known across the NDCA as well.
Is this Andy Marr? Ah,
It sure is.
good cricketer, Andy Marr.
Very good cricketer, that's what I was saying. He's well known, he's much respected. So what's Trapple got? That's what he's got. He's hit another 6, and that is well out of the ground over the greenkeeper's shed.
That is a massive strike. What a
That
fantastic
is the
hit.
biggest shot we've seen all year in this T20 competition, Murray.
And you can sense looking at Josh Trapple that he's fatigued greatly, but and doesn't plan on doing too much running. But gee, I tell you what, he's speaking with his bat.
Yeah, he's got one more left. So has he got it in him? Do you think he's got it in him? Over the fence.
Every chance.
So 25 runs off the over, Murray, so far.
Very impressive. Impressive hitting indeed.
This
And-
could, if he gets another 6, I'm pretty sure that could be the highest scoring over in T20 cricket in Newcastle. I think Sam Gilmore, from memory, is the holder of the current record.
Okay.
With,
Well, there's every chance.
with 5 sixes.
And what so far he's hit 4
He's hit 4.
with 1 ball to go
Yes.
and a single.
And the single, yeah.
31. You going for?
31. Can he do it? Will he punch it in? He doesn't. And it's up in the air. It's going.
Fantastic innings by Josh Trapple. He really has led his side brilliantly. That last over, that could be the difference between winning and losing.
Wow, look at that. There was 31 runs off the last over. That is an amazing score there. And we'll go down to Paul on the boundary. Paul, what did he end up with?
Mate, I think it was about 84. I missed a couple there, but brilliant batting. I'll tell you what, Balkan would also be filthy that he went for a single. He could have got 6 sixes in a row. But that was just outstanding. And the Kookaburras, they got their work cut out for them when they've got to come out and bat.
Yeah, they definitely do. You see the mood of them coming off there. They don't look despondent. They know they're up against it, Paul.
Yeah, 183. It's a huge ask, but at least there's not much cloud cover, so we're going to get the full 20 overs in. That's if they can bat that long, but it's going to be one hell of a run chase, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for all your help during the Hamwick's batting innings there. 7 for 183. And before we go to the break, Murray, it was pivotal there, Trapple, but of course Weber as well got them going.
Oh, very much so. They were 2 for 8, and in big trouble there early on. But those two, both Weber and Trapple, those two batsmen really took the bull by the horns, and we see Hamwick's in the position they're in now. That's quite a hefty run chase.
Yes, it certainly is, and we'll be back with more action in about 5 minutes here for the NDCA Twilight T20 competition, brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank and Kingsgrove Sports.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
Netball,
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Welcome back, everybody, now for Bar TV's coverage of the NDCA Twilight T20 competition, brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank, as we see the Hamwicks now coming onto the field of play. And of course, they posted a fairly large total, 7 for 183. The Toronto Workers, they're up against it. Hudson and Hunt, the two spinners out there, will be looking to get their side off to a big start, Murray Christie.
Well, interestingly enough, that number 31 is Shepherd. So we may have seen our first change.
So Shepherd has been promoted to opener. So it looks like they're really going to have to try and utilise this power play.
And we'll need to.
Try and, they want to be tracking, I guess, at the end of this power play at about 60 runs, you'd think.
Absolutely.
And I guess the bowling attack of the Hamwicks, it's fairly miserly. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be a big task.
Indeed. You've got high school Sam Webber, Andy Marr as a starting point. Matt Webber is always on the spot.
Well, Webber and Hunt just share a joke there as he comes in and practices his run-up, of course. The Toronto side playing really well this year. They're a good side. They've got a good batting lineup, Murray.
And we're about to find that out. I would suggest to you, Gareth, this first 6 or 7 overs will pretty much tell the tale.
Yeah, definitely. They can't afford to lose too many wickets in these first 6 overs. They want to steady themselves throughout the rest of the innings as he goes for it. Straight away, good line and good length there by Webber. It looks like he's carrying a bit of a back injury, maybe. He's loosening up.
I think over the last 3 or 4 seasons, Sam hasn't always been at 100% with back issues and things like that. I guess he's not getting any younger, but the other thing we'll notice is that the fielding of the Hamwick side will also tell the tale in the first 6 or 7.
Well, they're on their toes at the moment. Oh, that's a quick delivery there by Webber. Came through quicker than I guess expected. It looks like the pitch might have firmed up a bit here, Murray.
You'd expect it would with the afternoon sun baking it. Again, possibly surprises me a little bit why Hamwicks chose to bat first. But, I mean, they've posted 183, so it doesn't really matter.
There's 183 reasons why they batted first, Murray.
Indeed. And I guess Toronto will have a drying wicket, but certainly a lot of runs to chase.
Well, they got the French cut for their first runs there. It's none for one. Webber punches at it again. Oh, that's nice and fine there. And that'll be 4 runs. So no fine leg.
Leg buys.
Leg buys.
Straight off the thigh pad.
I thought it might have got bat on it, but no, the umpire disagrees with us up here.
Yeah, I think it travelled through the outfield a little bit slower. So that suggests to me that the umpire's got that one right.
So Webber, 5 runs from his first over so far. Oh, blocked nicely away. It was a ball that was shaping in there, Murray, and he's looking pretty dangerous so far, Webber.
He did well to keep that out, did Shepherd. There's not a lot you could do with that delivery.
So they've gone for the experience here of Hunt and Shepherd to open the innings. Of course, Hudson looked like he was going to be the man that faced up first, but he's underneath the awning there.
Exiled.
Siberia with Nikolai. Of course, will be coming in about 5. Wordplay.
Red Simons.
Shirley Strawn.
Yeah. Plane stopped him.
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's okay. They all fly.
Plane stopped in.
They all fly. We're not meant to, so
exactly.
That's the risk you take, Murray. And coming in again, Webber. Oh, he's gone for that. There's plenty of edge on it and just can't get to it. The captain, Trapple. He lost it in the air.
I think the Western Sun had a bit of an influence on Josh Trapple picking that ball up. He was heading in the right direction and all of a sudden paused a little bit And that's all that needed to happen for the ball to land safely.
Yeah, unlucky. So Hamwick's almost getting a wicket, or 2 wickets, I guess. You can count the French cut.
Indeed.
None for 6. Weber will be happy with that. He had the batsman dancing all over his crease like a ballerina.
Fred Astaire. Who wasn't a ballerina.
No, I was going to say he was a classically trained tap dancer, but anyway.
You ever do tap dancing, Gareth?
I've done plenty of tap dancing, mate. Maybe not with tap shoes, but...
State schoolboy ballroom champion.
Yeah, that's right. I've tapped my way out of plenty of situations, Murray.
Bet you have.
Little jig and away we go. Nothing to see here. So Ma with the ball, as you mentioned, very good cricketer, Ma.
He's played a lot of cricket for Newcastle. Played in Sydney, I think Penrith, for memory. Good athlete. Done good boy.
Yeah, that's right. They're all good from out there. Good stock. Oh, and talk about good athletes. That is a delivery.
Now, if you have a look at the we look at the replay here shortly, Andy Marr has a fantastic off gutter, and he's had it for years. And I think this might have ducked in quite sharply and taken middle stump.
Oh, whenever I'm captaining, Murray, I normally tell my bowlers to bring the off cutter in 3rd or 4th ball, but he's brought it out straight away as we go to the replay.
Oh, yeah, that's nipped back. Great delivery.
He did not see that coming at all, did he?
Hit the top of middle stump. Fantastic ball.
Yeah, Shepherd, he played all over it really, didn't he? And here comes Hudson now.
Well, amazingly enough, that's his first delivery. Dare I say it, a warm-up ball, and all of a sudden he goes and does that.
Well, no time to warm up in T20, and we saw it right there. Andy Marr.
Captain's dream.
Well, the captain will be dreaming well tonight. He got about 87 off the bat and got 31 off the last over by himself.
Indeed. 5 sixes and, well, it would have been 32 if Ben Balcombe made his ground.
And his bowlers now doing their job. Oh, very good ball there too. Just nipped up, just hit the pitch, didn't it? And nipped up, bounced up, and it's the bounce we haven't seen in this pitch so far today. Yeah,
I think you'll find that both Sam Webber and Andy Marr are hitting the pitch a lot harder than the Toronto players. And while that seems hard and the ball's hard, let's see what happens.
Well, definitely the Hamwick's bowlers have a little bit in height as well. Oh, that's a nice shot there. Well played. Stood and delivered. So Hudson gets off the mark with a 4, and it was a lovely looking forward to say the least, Murray.
Indeed, he's away now. He's off the mark, and I guess there's plenty of, particularly while the power play's on, there's plenty of vacant space. You look in the outfield, we've got a deep square leg that Hamwicks have posted, and a fine leg. So that's all they have out, and that's all they can have out at this point in time.
So Ma, he's gone for that one. There's a big edge on it. They're coming around, and he's out. So Hudson, 2nd wicket to fall in Ma's first over. And that's a good wicket there.
Yeah, fantastic pressure, and I think Nathan Hudson made his intentions known fairly early that he was going to throw caution to the wind and try and get on the front foot. But as you can see, Andy Marr has 2 for not very many.
We look at the replay here. He just didn't see the ball come. He's a bit fuller than the other 2 balls, and
He's gone a little bit inside out, and he skewed it round to backward point.
So Coombs, the man coming in now. Coombs had a fairly good day with the ball as well. Was very tight in the last over that he bowled, but he's going to have to do something with the bat here now. So Ma, what can he do here? What can he conjure up in his first over?
A big, strong lad, this Coombs, isn't he?
Hit straight back at Ma, and that's good fielding there to finish off the over. 2 wickets from it. So 2 for 10 now.
And I guess we find ourselves in a situation...
Very similar situation
Yeah,
as
well-
what the Hammocks were up against.
Well, Hamwicks were 1 for 8 after their second over, 2 for 8 after their third over. So it's all very even at this point in time. But what happened from there on for Hamwicks is what could tell the difference.
Yeah, do you think, I guess, Hamwick's so used to pressure situations, they play a lot, come finals, and they played in big matches. Do you think that is telling in how they got that partnership going? And do you think Toronto have the players to emulate that in their innings?
Yeah, I think. Well, first of all, I think you're dead right. I think Hamwicks, and players, the experience of Trapple and Weber did a fantastic job. And realistically, what Toronto need to do is batting partnerships and put all the bad start behind them and move forward, get back to ball and bat positively. But let's see what they're made of.
Yes, well, Hunt, certainly plenty of experience, the man facing. Oh, steps down and has a big dab at that. That wasn't the best shot either, but so now that'll be over. So the umpire's miscalculating that one,
Yeah,
causing us to miscalculate it as well.
indeed. Well, no damage. It's all good.
So Weber will come for his seconds. It's one of those things, the Hamwicks play a little bit different to the other 2020 sides. I guess from what we saw last year, they kept their main strike bowlers on and didn't rotate them as much as the other sides seem to do, Murray.
And I think what they're doing is using their best bowlers during the power play. If they are their number one bowlers, use them to the good batsmen in the important overs, and you can actually choke an opposition side out of the game, before the power play's over.
So here comes Weber. Oh, second French cut for the day.
Yeah,
That's the go-to shot so
the
far.
second time in 7 balls from Sam Weber that we've seen it.
That's the go-to shot here at the moment.
Actually, how that's missed the stump, so it's got me beat.
We all know the pink ball loves to jump around and dance around and party. That's what it did then. Almost a full-blown rave, mate. So here comes Weber again. Oh, slashes at that, and that's a good shot. Well timed.
Yeah, interesting. All he had to do was get some bat onto it, and it's flown away to a vacant third man area. Interesting bowling from Sam Weber, given the fact that there's absolutely no protection in the deep on the offside.
Well, 2 wickets down. I guess they're looking to make them play their shots, to pick up wickets, pick up mistakes.
I mean, I would suggest that with the way the deep fielders are set, he's likely to bowl closer to the stumps.
Oh, and that is a
Good
very
comeback.
close
Yeah.
ball to the outside edge there. Coombs just cramping up there, and what will Weber come up with next? He's been immense this game so far.
We received a tweet from Daniel Arms during Hamwick's innings, and what he was alluding to that is the enigma that Sam Weber is. He's a fantastic cricketer.
Oh, the slower ball. Oh, straight back. Trying to catch him off guard there. So Coombs. What can Coombs do? He needs to find something. They really need to capitalise on this power play here. Chasing 183. Oh, and he's had a big slash at that one as well.
I thought I heard a noise there, actually, Gareth, but wasn't to be. Bat might be creaking.
That was just my wedding ring on the table, mate. The old wedding ring on the table trick.
October 2009.
The numbers, man.
Is that right?
It was, yes.
Hey.
October the 10th.
The wedding musical.
That's right.
Never been to one since.
Oh, and very close. And Weber puts his hand through that hair of his, and that's a pretty good over in the end. 4 runs from it. Just the boundary. It was a good-looking shot by Coombs as well.
After that over, Toronto's on fire. 2 for 14, as opposed to Hemwick's 2 for 8 after 3.
Well, there you go. They're ahead on the run rate here, but you can only sense that Marr with the ball now. There's wickets here to be had. Does he bowl the off-cutter first up here?
Wouldn't surprise me.
In your fast bowling days, Murray,
Yep.
is this what you'd do? Would you...
Big late inducker.
Yeah, big late in Zika.
Yeah.
Full
Yep.
at the pads.
No, not the pads. Started outside off, duck it back in.
Obviously, no more as a
And start
as a batsman,
appealing.
yeah. Just start appealing. He says it's left the head.
If he hits it for 4.
Start throwing him off, just walking him off. Oh, down leg side. So loose delivery there. That was his loosener.
That was the warm-up
The
ball.
first ball of the second over. And he's walking back. He's shaking his head. He's not happy with it. Copping a bit of stick from his teammates.
They are notorious for bantering their own players, actually, Hemwicks.
I like that in a team.
Yeah.
That's a better line, and that is a good length. He leaves that. We don't see that too often in the T20. The leave shot.
No, I think they're sort of taking stock and trying to see the opening bowlers off. But that's right, though. In the 3 years that Waratah Mayfield were quite successful in the mid-90s, we took the Mickey out of ourselves more so than the opposition, actually.
Shows good camaraderie.
Indeed, and did. Felt like the loneliest bloke on the planet when you were batting the nets.
The fourth year it all came to a head, didn't it? Oh, nearly caught and bowled chance there. Marr, the athlete that he is, couldn't get down to that. That's a drop.
Another chance, Gareth.
Yeah, that's a chance gone begging. He'll look to shout the bar later on.
What were you? Close-in specialist.
Yeah, bat pad specialist.
Bat pad.
That's right. Only one of us here has had a trophy named after us, Murray, and it's not you.
The Cougar.
The Cougar of the year. Oh, he's gone for that, and he's got plenty of edge on it. And there's a third man down there in play. You'd almost be inclined to bring the third man up a little bit, wouldn't you?
No. So your bat pad.
I'm a very reactionary captain.
I had this on good authority. That's the only way that you could reach the wicketkeeper on the full.
Yeah, that's right.
With your throwing.
Custard arm. Well, you...
Courier Kurt told me that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's nicely
shot.
cut. Through the offside and all the way to the boundary. Yeah, that's right. When you got shoulders like these, mate. After I had to do all your tackling when we played rugby together, so of course I couldn't throw the ball.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I did say Courier Kurt. It's not Courier Kurt at all. It's Builder's Labourer Kurt these days.
Yeah, that's right.
With the Whacker Packer.
He's on the Whacker Packer. He's in the civil industry now, I believe. And as we see Marr coming in again. Stepping down the ground. It was hit very hard, but there's a fielder there. Nicely picked up. It was Gibson. Be interested to see him with the ball in hand too. He's a very good bowler. So interesting to see if he changes up next.
Yeah, and they've got plenty of options. Hemwicks, whether it be slow or medium pace. I don't think there's anybody else that are as quick as Sam Webber or Andy Marr, but they've got plenty of options.
Well, it's pretty much a team of all-rounders when you look at the lineup. Oh, and it popped up again, and it's going to be close, and the throw was wide and unlucky there. So Marr, 6 runs off the over. Not his best over.
No, I think he sort of tapered off a little bit that over, but it's fair to say that the Toronto boys are they're a little bit cautious at this point in time, and maybe there's going to be an onslaught, perhaps after the power play, while the mediums are on and the slower bowlers. But I think we'll find ourselves with Toronto needing about 10 or 11 and over before too long.
Yes, we did see as well in the Hemwicks innings, they did very well at rotating the strike and getting the twos and hitting it into space when the power play was off, and that was one of the things that got them, I guess, to where they were.
And we're yet to see it yet. That's good, isn't it? But Toronto did let themselves down in the field when the Hamwicks batsmen were putting pressure on the field. So time will tell if the Hamwicks boys do the same thing.
Oh, he's left that one. It's going to be called a wide.
It's a 2-day wide.
Well, if you look at the score, I mean, the last over, the Hamwicks were on about 150, and they got, 150. 2, I think it was, and they got to 183 with 31 off the last over. So 150 is still a good score in this Twilight T20 competition.
Oh, 150
if they hadn't
gettable.
got that 30 overs. Well, we haven't seen anyone reach 150 so far. Oh, I had a big swing at that and missing. So Owen is the man bowling at the moment. Webber been replaced.
Is he related to the fellow that they named the high kick after?
The Gary Owen.
The Gary Owen, yeah.
I would imagine.
Welsh.
They're probably cousins.
Is Owen Welsh?
Could be. Not 100% sure there.
Gareth is.
Gareth definitely is. Oh, he's got that one, but no point. Covering nicely, so just trying hard to find the gaps here. Toronto just can't get through at the moment. They're going to have to go over the top. It's the only way they've found some space, Murray.
Go aerial, you reckon?
Go aerial. Make sure the Williamtown air traffic controller picks it up while you're there.
And there's a flight steward ready.
Flight marshal. Oh, he's got that on the full. He's found a bit of space. I don't think it's going to go all the way. It's looking very quick and manages to get there. So they'll get 3 runs.
Yeah, there was a moment then, Gareth, that I wasn't sure if they were going to run a third run, and I'm thinking to myself, this is almost MCG proportions, that boundary out there. No one's going to run you out from the boundary there.
Unless, of course, you are Rob Faraday. We saw that brilliant run out from him the other day. All the way from the boundary.
Rob Faraday?
Yeah.
He's 803.
He's as old as you, then. He's hit that fine.
He's a bit younger than me. Not much, a bit.
So, of course, if you do want to come to the games, we do have Walls End playing tomorrow against Stockton Raymond Terrace, starting at 5. The entry is free here at number 1 Sports Ground.
Our sideline eye covering that game with you?
Of course, we will go down to our sideline eye. Paul, he's down there. He's twiddling his thumbs. He's twiddling his fingers. Not much going on at the moment, Paul.
I'm just enjoying the shade now. But, look, Toronto can't be too disheartened because Hamwick's got off to a slow start as well. And it might have been just something in that new ball once it softens up a bit. So this is the crucial time for Toronto to get back into the game.
Yes, definitely. And how's the feeling down there, do you think, in the dugout?
Hamwick's, the dugout, the Toronto boys are still urging on their players, their teammates, but look, the Hamwicks, they're full of voice out in the field and certainly spurring on the bowler.
Oh, he stepped down the ground to that, hit to the fielder though, and thanks for that, Paul. Thanks for the updates. We'll be crossing to Paul down on the boundary throughout the match.
And that's a good start from Owen.
Yeah, very good start.
Only 5 runs off the over.
6 runs off the over.
Oh, 2 for 21 at the start of it. 21, mate.
Murray Christie's grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and assured me it was 21.
Ragdoll.
Of course, if you do want to get involved in the game at Bar TV Sports, tell us what you think of Murray.
As we all rise in the commentary box, President Paul Marjoriebanks has just arrived.
Oh, he's been here.
President Paul.
He's been here all day. He's busy. He's doing a great job of organising this Twilight T20 tournament. Of course, brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank. Which bank, Murray?
The leading bank.
They've got rid of that catchphrase, actually. Which bank?
What do they do now?
Combank can.
Ah. Can they?
They sure can. And they're doing it right here. They're putting good money into grassroots cricket. And of course, Kingsgrove Sports as well. Oh, that shaped inwards a little bit. So it's like Dries has the ball.
The veteran. More clubs than Jack Nicklaus, Mark Dries, but a good cricketer.
More clubs than Tiger Woods. And that's no, I'm not counting his golf clubs. Just the clubs he's been in. Oh, it's hit up in the air, and that is a poor shot. But good bowling there by the veteran Dries, putting in the nice spot. Didn't quite get through the shot, and that's a good wicket.
It is. I think you'll find that the Toronto boys need to be keep putting pressure on the Hemwicks players, and I can see the Hemwicks sort of the pressure building, and I tell you what, it's going to take a strong batting outfit to get over the top of the Hemwicks boys.
Yes, we look at the replay here. He's chipped that over the top, and just didn't get anything on it. And great camera work by the Bar TV production crew. Of course, bringing you all these pictures if you do want Bar TV to cover your grassroots and mid-tier sports. Email josh@bartv.com.au. There's the crowd there, the young family here. Of course, if you want to get out to the ground as well, free entry all week. So we're playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night here at Number 1 Sports Ground in Newcastle. It's a great idea, great concept, this Twilight T20 competition. Of course, T20 taking off all over the world, Murray.
Absolutely.
And what's your favourite part of this particular competition?
The run chase.
The run chase, of course. The
What's
nervousness.
Yours is the no ball.
Mine's the no ball, exactly. Mine's definitely the umpire getting that lasso out.
So as we see the end of Greg Hunt, we've got your mate, Nikolai, at the crease.
Yeah, Nikolai's in. The famous number 24 he's wearing.
Indeed.
So let's see what he can do. He's a big, solid man. The Rusky. Oh, he's got plenty of edge on that, and he didn't quite get through the shot. The ball crept up at him, and Dries is bowling a really good spell here. And that's caught by the captain there, Trapple. So Nikolai out for not many. I don't think any, Murray.
None.
4
Zero.
for 26.
Exactly. Now in 4 balls, Mark Dries finds himself with 2 for none.
That's right. Is this the hat-trick ball, Murray?
No.
They got a run, did they?
No, that's just a dot ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching. I was too busy making notes.
Not an easy wicket to play cross-bat shots from the get-go. Not quite coming onto the bat, and unfortunately, young Nikolai, he's back in the tent, the marquee.
The marquee. Of course, cricketnewsouthwales.com.au.
Did we hang on to that after the Shield game last year?
Yeah. That was that's part of the bond. Doug Bollinger was going through on the wicket too much, and we had to keep something.
You like his hair?
Love his hair. Love the man.
Looks like a horse, mate.
I can't believe he's not in the Australian Test team. He's my favourite bowler. So that's a better shot along the ground. Dries, he's bowled a very good over, hasn't he?
He's 1 ball away from a double wicket, mate.
Wicket
He's done a
maiden.
fantastic job.
Look at him smiling as well. He's loving it.
Oh, loves his cricket, Drysy.
Can't get enough of it. And blocked contemptuously at the pitch, Murray.
Great over though, double wicket maiden. Very competitive, any sport. Beat me in a game of pool at Dubbo once.
Oh, did he?
Yep. I tried to
What was
intimidate him, but he wasn't having a bar of it. He knocked me over.
Of course he wasn't.
Made me look silly.
Oh, Murray the standover man. Wow.
I called him every name under the sun, yet still resold me.
Yeah. Sure, that really put him back. And, geez, I'm going to lose this game of pool to Murray Christie, the hard man of Newcastle cricket.
Poor bloke's ears were bleeding. And yet still, he stood up and delivered.
Well, he's delivered there, and he's delivered some good deliveries. I wouldn't say thunderbolts. They're medium paces.
You're timing with the calendar.
So step down the pitch then. Coombs. Interesting to see what Coombs can do here.
So the lucky number 33, Johnson.
Johnson. Let's see what Johnson's got. He can't do anything rash here.
We'll see if we can deliver some magic.
They've been forced into some, I guess, different sort of strokes here, the Toronto side. They're chasing a very big total. It's only 3 men outside the circle after the power play. Oh, and that was close there. He's bumped his bat into the ground. There was a bit of a noise.
He's bowling well, Owen. Giving them nothing.
And Borkham, he's been impressive behind the stumps too here, Borkham. Good keeper.
What do you see in a good keeper, Gareth?
Someone that can move laterally nicely and has good fluid movement. Basically catches the ball.
Inside the body?
Yeah, that's right. I like to hear that thud of the gloves.
Oh,
scampering. Oh, close there.
I think he might have barbecued Coombs then if he with a direct hit.
They went for one, didn't they? And it was close. I think he just wanted to get off strike. He's dancing around like
he can't get out at the other end.
Torval without Dean.
They got a TV show?
I don't watch TV, Murray. I watch
Bar TV.
Bar TV and just reruns of all the local grassroots sports and mid-tier sports the Bar TV channel covers. Oh, big edge there. Borkham. I just wrapped him up before, but he didn't get to that one, Murray.
I think he would have been Superman to get to it. Top edge over his head. Hard to set fields to.
I did like the vertical leap, though. It was a very good vertical leap. Almost got a glove to it, but yeah, that's a drop for me, Murray. Oh, he's found a bit of a gap there of point. Ball comes in, and again, nicely fielded by the Hamwicks. Coombs. He's starting to get a few on the board, though. They're going to have to... If they knock over Coombs, I think he's the vital wicket, Murray.
Yeah, I think he holds the key. If Coombs was there at the end, they're a chance, but because they are leaking wickets at this point in time.
Oh, he's gone for that one. Down the ground. Good shot there by Coombs. Opens up his shoulders, and that's as good as we'll see all day.
Yeah, nice blow from Coombs, but yeah, I guess the pressure really is on him to drive the Toronto boys.
Well, 4 for 37 after 7 overs. It's probably not where these Toronto players would like to be at this point in time, Murray.
Well, just over 5 and over. It's not enough. The only the positive they can take over that last over is it yielded 11 runs.
Well, they need a few more of them to get back towards parity. What was the comparative score about this time?
Yeah, 2 for 53, Hamwicks.
So they're not that far behind.
Not that far behind, but this is where Webber and Josh Trapple were batting very well together. After 10 overs, it was 2 for 88. So, I mean, that's 50 runs away.
So here's Dries again, continuing his spell. Oh, and that's going to be close, is it? No, going down leg side. I think you'll find there, but he beat him there off the pitch, didn't he?
Indeed. Beating for pace.
Yeah, it was a
slowed
quick
the ball up.
Was it?
It was a slower one. I think it stuck in the wicket a little bit. Might have started quick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you mentioned, the divots in the pitch, The pitch is quite soft out there.
Well, let's
Well,
give
it
it.
was.
Yeah. Would have hardened up as the afternoon went on, but we have had a lot of rain.
Farmers are loving it.
But your Dungog, we were talking about Dungog before, they wouldn't mind it stopping.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Thoughts go out to them.
Oh, he stepped down the wicket and Dries is continuing his good spell. It's one of the, I guess this is a situation, do you keep bowling Dries out? Do you bowl him the 4 here?
Yeah, possibly. Once I stop stuttering, you bowl him a third over, but you've got to be careful in T20 that they start to become attuned to your bowling and all of a sudden they can get hold of you.
Oh, and he's got a hold of him there, Murray, and that's going to go all the way to the fence. Is it for 4? Oh, he's done well to stop that. He's done a good job there.
I don't know about
Nice work. We might get a replay on it. There's a few
He's
people
close.
in the crowd maybe not agreeing with McCall there.
Well, he's done a good job. It's just a question of whether it was 4 or not.
Definitely, and we'll go down to Paul. What's your thoughts down there on the boundary, Paul?
Well, very touch and go, for sure. That's for sure. But look, they've got to loosen up. They've got to swing, don't they? Now, because this is where Trapple and Sam Webber really kicked on. So they've really got to loosen the shoulders and hit those big shots.
Let the pigeons loose, Paul.
For sure, they've got to.
And it's tight down there, Paul. They're bowling really tightly. How do you combat this?
I faced Drisey a fair bit in his younger days. Very hard. That's a good
this
shot.
is
It's
gonna be
coming down our way.
close. Sorry, Paul. I got a bit excited. I thought it was going to be a wicket.
Not at all. Drisey's a very cagey character. He's very hard to put away, and he's probably got better as he's got older. He's still a hard customer to put away, and his figures are proving that today.
Oh, I think he may have had a foot there as we look at the replay. Sorry, Paul. We're looking at the replay there of that 4. It may have been a 4. It's down the ground. This could be close as well. Stevenson just can't get to the pitch of the ball. And again, Dries bowling really well.
And this is the great thing about cricket. Everything seems to balance itself out. Because if I recall in the first innings, the Toronto player, it might have been 4, and all of a sudden we see this.
As we look at the replay, slow it right down as he kicked the witch's hat. Oh,
Dear, oh dear.
wow.
That's 4.
That is, if it's not 4, it's
I'm not-
5.
I'm not here. You're a monkey's uncle, Gareth.
Yes, and of course, joining us on the boundary there was Paul. Paul, editor-in-chief of Sports Hunter. How do you get on? How do you get onto that, Paul?
Well, thank God we got the replay, hey? The poor old umpires don't have that, unfortunately. But look, it was a good effort, wasn't it, in the end? But look, they got away with it, and good luck to Hemwicks. Unlucky for the Kookaburras.
So Mark Webber coming on now.
Or Matt.
Oh, sorry, Matt Webber. Mark Webber driving for Red Bull.
I hear he's quick.
He is quick. If only Matt Webber can bowl as quick as the Red Bull, maybe he has got wings. Murray. Maybe he drinks Red Bull.
I think maybe you do.
A squadron. I normally go a squadron Red Bull. That's a 4-pack for all our viewers out there.
You might go the Panzer division.
That's hit nicely down the ground. So rotating the striker. They're going to need more than this, though, the Toronto workers side. Murray?
Indeed. 1s and 2s, good to build pressure, but they're not going to get you there. Not at this point in time when we've got, 13 overs to go and needing a further, 140 runs. Tall ask, 11 and over.
Yeah, it is a tall ask, but Coombs looks like the man out there. He's at the striker's end. He's surveying the field. Needs to go long. There's a fair bit of space on the offside. Goes straight down the ground. They'll come around and cut it off. They'll look for 2. And they're going to go for 2.
And that's
Umpire says out. So run out. Really tried to put pressure on the field, but it was a good throw, and The bowl was equal to the task, and that's out, and that's a fairly easy wicket there.
Yeah, he wasn't even close in the long run. A terrific piece of fielding. Matt Webber sort of dragged it in. Wasn't quite over the stumps, but calmly dragged it in, took the bails off, and Coombs continues to run out of partners.
Yeah, so here comes Lee now, the young bowler. Oh, yeah, he didn't even get his bat down. He was well out. He didn't really need to go for that second run, I don't think. I know they need to push for twos.
Yeah.
But that was one they probably should have decided against. So Matt Webber coming in. Forcing the run out off his bowling, I guess. Oh, that's slow and full and reaching for it there.
Was a good change up out the back of the hand.
Hard to get on the spot, those ones.
Very difficult.
Did very well.
A lot of practice that takes.
Oh, he's got a bit of an edge on that as well. So a bit of movement off the pitch again here for Webber. And we saw it there, it just moved away, didn't it?
Yeah.
He's using pretty good variation at the moment, actually.
Very much so. That was a lot quicker than the previous ball, and it's really catching young Lee by surprise.
Definitely. He kind of saunters in as well, doesn't he? Oh, that's come out of the back of the wrist, that one.
Might have got away with that one too. That's a little bit wider, but yeah, there's no two balls are the same, really.
Just like the locker room. Oh, that one's going to be wide, is it?
That's close.
He's stumped, though, is he? Yes, he is. He's stumped. It's not close. It's out, Murray.
Indeed. Fantastic piece of keeping by young Balcombe. I think you'll find that the umpire should still call a wide, but what a tremendous leg side stumping.
Yeah, definitely. Picked it up early, didn't he? And got the big hand out. And as I mentioned before, Balcombe, pretty good keeper as we look at the replay here. Boom.
Yeah, fantastic piece of work by Balcombe. Griffin just become a little bit off balanced and was found well short. But it did go down the leg side. The umpire possibly got caught up in the moment there. Should still be calling wide.
So having a chat out there, the umpires. So Toole in now. Robert's been bumped down the order.
So 6 for 45.
In a bit of trouble, bit of strife.
Now, Paul Toole is a quality batsman. Like you and I, Gareth Age isn't his best friend. Birth certificate definitely working against him, but he's still a quality batsman.
Age is only your best friend if you've got a granddad who's a billionaire. It's going to leave it all to you, isn't it?
You got one of them? No.
No, I don't, unfortunately. I can tell you that much. I wouldn't be sitting here right next to you, and
You'd love it.
So now, Toronto Workers in a bit of trouble. A lot of trouble, I'd say. 6 for 46 after 9 overs, almost 10. Really, they would have wanted to be up around that 100-run mark if they were any shot of this.
And I guess in comparison, Hemwick's 2 for 73. What's that making? 27 off the pace. And that's before you even consider that last over from Josh Trapple.
Well, that's almost that whole last over, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you see how important that hitting was from Trapple there at the end.
So effectively 50 off the pace.
I dare say it'll make the highlights package towards the end of the week for this NDCA Twilight T20 competition. It's going to be close, but now, of course, brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank.
Com can.
So here's Dries. He's coming in for his. He's in his third over now.
So you're right, Gareth. They have persevered with him. Whether they bowl him out or not is arguable, but he's done a great job.
Well, I don't know if persevered's the right word here, Murray. I think kept him on because he's bowling very tight. Look at that big swing and just beating the bat again.
Very much so. And you're probably right, Gareth. They've backed him.
They're what?
They've backed him.
They have backed him. There's a nice little kingfisher or something.
Not sure it's a kingfisher.
I'm no bird watcher, mate.
Baby cooker.
What do they call? What do they call bird watchers? Tweakers, or is that what they call them? We'll get our producer Jack onto it because that's going to annoy me all day.
Nerds.
Another good ball there by Dries.
What's anthropologist do?
No idea, but they don't watch birds.
Right. There's bird watchers.
As we go now, Dries coming in. Oh, nicely shot. Oh, well, he's tried to stop that, but hasn't.
That's a fantastic shot by Coombs. That has gone like a tracer bullet.
And we've had a tweet in. The name for a bird watcher is a twitcher. So I was close with tweaker.
Who's that from?
It's from our man, Andy. Andy 1979 on Twitter. So here comes Dries again.
What a 36-year-old bird watcher.
There's plenty of them out there. Good hobby. It's a hard hobby, I believe. Not to scare them away.
Well, it is.
Your big feet coming through the bush would definitely get your rival twitchers on edge because they couldn't get a good shot on an eastern duck-billed kingfisher.
But they've got beautiful plumage. That's the important thing. I love plumage.
I love a bit of plumage too. So the score 6 for 53, 10 overs completed. We'll go down to Paul on the boundary. Paul, this game slowly ticking over, mate.
Have to agree with Murray there. There's nothing like a good bit of plumage. It is ticking over, but it's ticking over too slow at the moment. Toronto have just got to get a move on here. But it's good bowling by Hemwicks, isn't it? They've really tightened the screws, and Toronto have really got no answer.
They certainly don't. And here comes Webber again, just meandering in. What a run up there, Paul.
Yeah, it's silky smooth, isn't it?
Oh, it's close. He's got in. Every time we cut to you, Paul, there's something goes on, mate.
Yeah, maybe we'll get out of here quicker. It's they just played really good cricket today, Hemwicks. They've raised the bar here for this T20 tournament, and the other team should take note.
Well, your counterpart, Paul, Ben Homer, who's generally down on the boundary with us here for Bar TV Sports, he was picking Uni, the out-and-out favourites, but the Hemwicks now, after this match, they've got to be emphatic favourites.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've got a really good, strong lineup, haven't they, Hemwicks? And look, they want to prove a point, and so they are today with a big total, and they'll be looking to bowl Toronto out for less than 100, I believe.
Well, the match isn't over yet, so let's see what Toronto can do. And Coombs tries to make some room for himself. Murray, would you agree? The Hemwicks now, they look like the form team in this T20 competition.
Oh, very much so. They've been extremely impressive. I know we've got 10 overs to go, but it'll take some Herculean effort for the Toronto boys to get home from here, needing 130 off 10.
Well, Coombs, he's gone for it. There's a fielder out there. Yes, and he didn't get as much on it as he would have liked. And now Coombs is out, and this smells of collapse.
Smells of defeat for me, and in all the years I've watched Mark Dries play, I've never seen him drop a catch, and he hasn't let anyone down here today. Got the western sun in his eyes, but yet didn't seem to faze him, and took it comfortably.
Well, he's a known squinter, so the sun wouldn't have bothered him at all. The sun would not have bothered him at all. As we look at the replay, he stepped down the ground and, just didn't get enough bat on it. And that is a lovely catch there by Dries. The peak of his hat helping out there with that western sun, as you mentioned.
Yeah, but indeed, and but Coombs has done a fantastic job for his side. He's done his best. He's finished with somewhere between 30 and 35, from what I can understand. And I mean, you can't blame him for that. He actually bowled all right too.
Yeah, he did at the death there. He definitely restricted the runs in the penultimate over. Well, it's come out the back of the hand again. So Webber, he's come on and he's been amazing, really.
Like his brother, fantastic athlete. Great abilities.
If you had to pick, which one would you like to hang out with more? Which Webber?
Oh, both of them.
I didn't say both. I said if you
Which
had
one?
to pick.
Oh, I wouldn't want to play favourites with they're two terrific blokes. And
Murray. This is the game. We're playing favourites. Which
probably
Webber?
Matt. Right?
Which one?
Yeah, probably Matt.
Matt. Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah, because he had the nickname over in England when he was there as the beautiful one. So why wouldn't you want to hang around someone like that?
That's right. Imagine the mirrors with you two. You'd be fighting over them.
That's a myth. I don't look at it very often. I don't get the chance at home.
No, that's right. Because they're all
busy.
They're all fogged over with you in the shower. Down the ground, dabbed it away. So now the two batsmen out there, they're going to have to work some type of miracle. It's Toole. Oh, he swept that one away. That'll go for 4. That's a good-looking shot, Murray.
Nice shot.
That's what they needed.
Just use the pace of the ball. And again, like Paul Toole is an accomplished batsman.
He certainly is. Has he got 130 runs in him, Murray?
What, in 9 overs?
In 9 overs.
He'll be going well. I'm going to say no.
So the match seemingly out of the Toronto Workers' grasp. How do they come back from this one? They were pretty confident coming into the match, and they've had some good form coming into the match, but the Hammocks have just played 100% T20 cricket here today. And that's a short ball there by Dries. Unnecessary.
Yeah, I guess moving forward, the Toronto boys just need to sort of obviously take stock. They probably let themselves down in the field. They missed a lot of opportunities and sort of a bit of misfielding and what have you.
Oh, he's timed that one, I'd guess, and it's going all the way down to the boundary for 4. So he left it very late then, didn't he? And he cut at it and got a bit of bat on it. So nice work there. 2 4s off this over.
Yeah.
They're back in it.
Well, they're not all out, so they're always in it. But
ever the optimist, I am.
There's still a fair way to go.
I nearly said ever the optometrist. And the lights are on here. Of course, the lights... Oh, and again, left that one late. The third man is up.
Interesting article in the paper, actually, Gareth, that the lights are used to aid the visibility, not to dominate the visibility.
Yeah, of course. And, I mean, it is the Twilight T20 competition, so, of course, it makes sense. The lights do get turned on. You know, the Twilight, it's not completely dark, so it is obviously aiding, not abetting. That's a full ball, and that's a good ball again by Dries. And this is his 4th over, so he's been bowled out, as we
it's a good spell.
Said before. That's a great spell by Dries. We'll go down to Paul in a minute when we can get his full bowling figures. We'll let him tally that up.
Yeah, great figures for Drysy. 2 for 22.
Oh, every commentator, Paul, loves to say that. How did that feel coming off the tongue?
Oh, I could have said it better, I think. 2 for 22.
That's all right.
Very good. That'll do, Paul. Thanks for that. Thanks for all your work down there. And this game all but over, mate?
I think so. It's it's just a matter of time, isn't it? Do Toronto bat out the full 20 overs, or do they pack up and get back to the Workers early?
Well,
for happy hour.
I don't know if they're intentionally packing up early, but yeah, definitely they'll be there for happy hour. Of course, the major sponsor, Toronto Workers, of this Toronto cricket side. unable to get the feature today. But obviously... Oh, and he's got a bit of edge on that too, so... Webber is finding the edge, and you can only feel that Webber might pick up another wicket this over, Murray.
Yeah, no, it's hard to say how Toronto are going to approach this. They've been quite cautious at the moment.
I don't know if they're intentionally being cautious. It's just, I guess they have to be cautious.
Well, the shot we just saw then was an attacking shot, so I'm just not quite sure whether Toronto just wished to bat the overs or keep attacking.
Oh, the leg spinner, and he's dabbed that away. Almost getting some bat on it, so again, the variation by Webber here.
Fantastic variation.
He's not even bothering to go back to his full run-up now. He's just bowling the leggies. Not getting much on that. So Roberts getting Toole up there on strike, but it's over, so he's not going to be on strike. So this could be another tight over. It'd be interesting to see who comes on to bowl here, Murray. I think it'll be Gibson.
Is it 14?
It's number 4.
I'm
pretty
Gibson.
sure it's Gibson there.
Yeah. And this is interesting because, do Toronto make sure they don't get bowled out early, so therefore it doesn't go too badly for their differential moving forward?
Well, they've only got the 3 players out, still the Hamwicks, and looking to...
Yeah, and I suspect Josh Trapple is onto that to say, well, let's get the slow bowler on. Let's see if they want to attack. Or do they want to just bat the overs out?
Well, he bowls very, very quick through his overs too. Gibson, it's been popped up. Unfortunate. Not a fielder there.
You see too many bat pads at T20?
I'd play a bat pad all the time.
Of course you would.
It's the only reason I'd get a start. So they're rushing through this over. Obviously the Hamwicks have somewhere to be, Murray. Oh, he slowed that one down and read nicely though by Roberts.
Yeah.
Funny action, hasn't he, Gibson? Oh, he's gone for that. There's a fielder there. Oh, just wide of him. Maybe the dive was on by the captain.
Very high action.
He flicks his arm out like the Indian rubber man, and
yeah.
Let's see. Have a look at the action here. He tries to get a bit of turn on it. Comes out. It's almost as if he's double jointed. Oh, and he's given up his wicket there. Didn't even try to get back into his crease, and another good stumping.
And a great piece of work by Wickham. Young Gibson has pretty much done Paul Toole for in flight, and nice tidy piece of work.
I'm amazed at his action, the arm out, and gets plenty of spin on it. So Toole, the man on screen, trying to salvage something towards the end of the innings. So Somerville coming out now. So that's over. And it'll be Webber resuming.
And I think that you'll find, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Paul, this will be Matt Webber's last over.
Yes, that is correct.
So he's definitely slowed his bowling down as well. He's not...
Yeah, both Mark Dries and Matt Webber have worked particularly well in tandem.
Oh, that one's shorter. Almost to the fielder. Getting the ball in.
They've pretty much carried on from the good work of Sam Webber and Andy Marr.
Yeah, good start.
They've all bowled well.
I'd almost bring Marr and Sam Webber back on now. Tidy it up, finish it off.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
That's a nice shot though for 4.
Nice shot.
This is
from Roberts.
And Roberts batting. So Roberts on at the striker's end. That's a fuller delivery, and that's a good delivery. It just dropped on me at the end. Now Webber coming back in. That's high up in the air. There's a couple of fielders out there. And that is OUT out. Go and have a sit down, have a shower. And this match is all but over, Murray.
Yeah, and again we see the ball out of the back of the hand of Matt Webber. Skied straight in the air, and the number 4, Gibson has taken that catch extremely comfortably.
He's had a good few minutes, hasn't he?
He didn't look like dropping it. As we see here, you'll notice at the back of the hand.
That's
straight up.
Up.
Gibson, swallow.
Away. So it looks like Osland now coming to the crease. Let's see what Osland can do. Can they get to 100? Let's see if they can get to 100, Murray.
Well, that would be their goal, and we talked about net run rates and like moving forward. To be dismissed for less than 100 is really going to hurt them net run rate wise.
Nicely fielded. They've rotated the strike, and that'll be over.
And a good spell of bowling from Matt Webber. His 4 overs, amazingly, have yielded somewhere in the vicinity of 3 for 10.
Wow. That is a great spell of bowling in any standard, any level of T20 cricket. He was hard to hit, so Gibson picked up a wicket last over. There's 15 overs completed. Now what can they do?
We talked about bowling well in tandem because Dry's bowled his 4 overs for 2 for 22.
Oh, nicely fielded there, just cut off.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't bowl Sam Webber. Like we saw in his first over how Sam was feeling at his lower back. I wouldn't risk him.
Would you bring Mara on then?
Yeah.
Bring him on and just
clean up.
Get it straight at the batsman's feet. Oh, and he's had a big swing, and first mistake of the day there for Borkham.
He's been very tidy behind the stumps, hasn't he?
Told you I like the look of him, Murray.
You did like the look of him.
The young wicket keeper there, as we see him on screen. They're going for it. They're going for everything now, Murray.
Well, they're probably aiming to get that score around the 100 mark, as you said. They've got a little bit under 5 overs to get there. 1 wicket left.
Oh, they've gone up. He's in front of his stumps. That was unlucky there for the bowler, Gibson.
Possibly travelling down the leg stump, not turning that much.
May have also hit it. So he's coming back again, Gibson. Oh, they've gone for that. It's up in the air. The fielder loses his footing, and he's out.
And there it is.
And that is the final wicket in this match. The Hamwicks, too strong here today, 7 for 183, winning by over 100 runs here against Toronto Workers. So unlucky there, and of course you'd have to give it to the captain there, Trapple, as man of the match, Murray.
Absolutely, and what a fantastic effort by the Hamilton Wickham boys. I mean, they survived an early scare, 2 for 8, but from there on they grabbed the ascendancy, and they've always been on the box seat thereafter.
Yeah, definitely looked great, looked good, and they certainly are now the favourites in the T20 format. Of course, this coverage brought to you by Bar TV Sports. Like Bar TV on Facebook, have a look at their YouTube page, and of course Twitter at Bar TV Sports. This has been the NDCA Twilight T20 competition. Murray Christie, thanks for joining us here today. And of course, Paul, down on the boundary. Thanks very much for all your help today, Paul. I'm Gareth Wazick, and that's the end of this broadcast. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow at 5 o'clock with Stockton taking on Wallsend.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? you could.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
Swimming, basketball,
Netball,
and athletics.
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
You can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.